midnight riders to the spark igniters. I am on my way. Let it be said and let it be known, he who is free is never alone. The path before us, the world behind us, I'll wait for you there. I am on my way. I am on my way. To the lost ark raiders, to the lion tamers, to the stowaway, to the white tide chaser, to the black flag raiser. I'm on my way. Let it be said and let it be known, he who is free is never alone. The path before us, the world behind us, I'll wait for you there. I am on my way. 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 There's a song that sailors know, lost, alone and far from home, with golden galleons, golden guns to find their place under the sun. There's a song on the Sahara wind that lifts you to your feet again. The dances on the clockwork stars that pulses through a beating heart. I made my home in a tin top bomb, and I was so happy with 28 years of free falling. Oh, but now it's all guts and I'm balling. And she was born in a tenement, woke up with shit for nerves. You know, she never learned to talk to adults. She said everything's easier in here. Like the dancer with bruises who gathers the cash when the music is through. No, she don't look back. I'd come to look for America too. All I ever wanted was a spot in the mountains with an 8-frame cabin and nobody counting our days, or cursing or praising our name. But the best in the mall arcade. Kids are sad, their parents too. Kids get high in the spare bedroom. We grow up and move away. The seasons pass, but the monsters stay. Kids are sad, the sky is blue. There are monsters in the spare bedroom. Kids grow up and move away. They close the plant in the mall arcade. Kids are sad, their parents too. Kids get high in the spare bedroom. We grow up and move away. The seasons pass, but the monsters stay. Kids are sad, the sky is blue. There are monsters in the spare bedroom. Kids grow up and move away. They close the plant in the mall arcade. Kids are sad, the parents too. Kids get high in the spare bedroom. We grow up and move away. Seasons pass, but the monsters stay.
And good afternoon. Welcome once more to this month's Boostcamp. My name is Leo, your host for the afternoon. We've got awesome back-to-back takes on content creation. We're looking for synergies in content creation in the esports and gaming industry. Sana marami kayo matutunan ngayong araw na ito. Need to let you guys know, though, that the ROG Strix Scar 15 and 17 is worth up to 124,995 with over 29,000 pesos worth of bundles. These are now available at ROG ASUS Concept Stores, ASUS eStore, and official online store. You may check out the ASUS Republic of Gamers Facebook page for more updates. Kasama natin ngayong araw na to for the first topic. This is the power combo. Isa sa mga pinaka-kilala.
Let's go!
Pinaka-malupit.
Let's go!
Pinaka-energetic. Guys, kilala nyo na to. It's the Manjean tandem, best known for their work in the Mobile Legends Professional League. Manjean, Shinboo, kumusta? Magandang hapon sa inyo.
Magandang hapon din sa'yo, Leo. Ikaw, Manjean, kumusta ka, tol?
Ayos lang, magandang hapon, tol. Umiinom lang ako ng tsaa. Medyo napuyat lang din kagabi kasi napalaban sa stream and sa One Games. Tama naman tayo. Ibis na ipahinga natin, iwa One Games na lang natin eh. So, winan games ko.
4 players ng eyebags eh.
Hindi, science yan, men. Yung mata ko pala, yung mata ko extended hanggang baba. Parang Daniel Padilla kasi yung dating niyan.
Guys,
Centralizing ice yan eh.
Sina Manjean at si Shinboo today, tuturuan tayo kung paano maghanap ng synergy sa ating mga kasama sa casting. That's gonna be the focus for today. If you're liking what you're seeing and you're seeing what you like, do share the stream. Like and share this live stream with the hashtags, hashtag ROG, hashtag Intel 10th Gen, hashtag ROG, X AcadArena Boostcamp 2020. Make sure it's public so that we can check in on it at the end of the show, guys. Tatlong mananalo ng Be Unstoppable mousepad and ROG Rubik's Cube USB, hashtag sana all. Again, do like and share the stream. More information in the pinned comment. Real quick, before we go into your history of casting, meron ba tayong gustong batiin sa chat? Kasi mahaba-haba ang discussion natin. Meron ba tayong gustong sabihin?
Una ko nang binabati dyan si paring Balbi, si Eric Balmonte.
Eric Balmonte, E to the R to the I to the C, the hardest working man in all of esports entertainment. Eric Balmonte, Balbi.
Republic of Balbi, mga kaibigan.
The Republic of Balbi. Balbi talaga.
All kung meron friends tuned in right now, kung meron pang papa-shoutout dyan na.
Yun. Kung meron
binabati ko sila Daryl tsaka sila Dem, ayan, watching also. Right. And to those who wants to learn shoutcasting na ayan, very curious. Yung iba kasi ang dami nagtatanong, di ko na nare-replyan, pero ayan, welcome guys to this broadcast.
Yep. Dito na yun. Itag nyo na yung mga tropa ninyo na parang, aspiring shoutcaster or idol na idol, yung Manjean or kahit sinong caster kahit yung caster na up and coming pa lang, itag nyo na silang lahat, alright? Because there's a lot to learn here. We have the rest of the afternoon to pick these young men's brains. Young pa ba kayo? Feeling nyo ba young pa kayo sa industry? Tanong ko lang yan. Yun yung pambungad natin.
Young at heart.
Hindi lang young, tol. Bagets.
Ibang degree yung bagets eh.
Okay. Iba yung bagets, hindi naman chikiting, iba yung chikiting.
Hindi lang
iba yung chikiting.
Sure ako din na chikiting, pero bagets.
90s, man. 90s term, bagets. Grabe.
Bagets pa rin. Pumiflames pa rin.
Okay. Well, looking back, before we go into shoutcasting, ano yung ginagawa ninyo bago mag-shoutcasting? Kasi feeling ko, malaki yung ambag nung mga interests ninyo before you got into the industry. So, ano nga ba ang isang pinagkakabalahan ng Manjean tandem bago nagkaroon ng isang shoutcaster na Manjean and Shinboo?
Siguro, una na ako, no?
Una ka na.
Sa akin, basically, the activities that I got engaged before I went into shoutcasting. Siyempre, galing tayo ng college, then we went into esports. Pero I was an instructor dati, a lecturer. Tapos, ayun, I did review class, So, nagtuturo ako dati. And ayun yata yung isa sa mga pinakamalaking contributory factors or activities with regards to my shoutcasting. Kasi, yung range nung kinausap ko grabe. Mula sa hanggang, I think, the youngest would be, 3 years old or 4 years old. Alam mo yun, you try to get the attention of a kid.
Small words.
Diba? You know that, Leo, again, if you want to practice speaking, try to talk to a child, diba? Ganun, yun yung pinakamaganda. So, ayan, may nakausap ako 3 to 4 years old. Then, even as old as like someone who takes master's degree.
Yep.
Sometimes...
Yeah, mga kabagets natin yung mga yan.
Kabagets ko yun. Kasi naging statistician din ako sa mga thesis nila for that part. And minsan, nag-aalala ako kung yung sinasabi ko ba, either nakukuha ba nito, or baka, nag-aalala ako minsan kung yung kausap ko, mas may alam pa sa akin. Pag ang tinuturuan ko naman, mas matanda. So, yeah, dati, I'm actually practicing teaching, before I went to shoutcasting. Yun yung sa akin.
Okay. Manjean, ikaw.
Nagtataka na lang ako, buti buhay pa, Shin, yung mga naturuan. Shoutout po sa inyo.
Nakakapasa yung tinuturuan ko.
Shoutout po sa inyo. Yun naman pala. Ako hindi talaga ako aware na nag-i-exist ang esports. I mean, hindi ako aware na pwede siyang maging career. So, never ko siyang nakita in the future. Di ba dati tatanungin ka, where do you see yourself 10 years from now? As in, wala sa option ko yon yung shoutcasting. Hindi ko naisip. So, kasi anong college ako, I was into arts. So, ang course ko is multimedia arts. Ayan, may graphics, may video editing, ayan. Tapos, I was a scholar for the theater arts. So, basically, I think, nung pag-graduate ko, so, ayun nga, nagti-theater ako. So, yun, may mga plays and anything. Ayan, right now, di ba, Leo, pinapakinggan natin Hamilton. Ayan, so, nandun pa rin, first love ko pa rin siya, of course. Tapos, nung graduate ako, parang syempre, hindi na school-based theater kasi 'di ba pag school-based, usually may place ka talaga, 'di ba? So,
funded yan, oo.
oo, funded 'yan eh. So parang nung pag-graduate ko kasi I was a gamer then, so parang habang nagsi-study ako, naglalaro-laro ako pero hindi naman ganoon ka-competitive. So nagulat na lang ako na nagpa-audition yung Mineski for a shoutcaster, and then sabi ko parang nung mga late pagka-graduate ko kasi nagta-try ako mag-audition ng theater, and unfortunately hindi ako nakukuha agad. So parang
Ng mga
production,
oo.
oo, parang hindi bagay sa akin yung role, ganyan. So parang sinabi ko sa sarili ko yung unang audition na tatanggap sa akin lulupitan ko, and biglang naging shoutcasting. So
Nag-e-sports,
napalaban.
oo.
Nag-e-sports, tapos yun, napalaban na hanggat sa nagtuloy-tuloy.
I see. Okay, so from one lecturer and tutor to a theater junkie from college, nung pumasok kayo sa shoutcasting, syempre meron na kayong sariling skills, di ba? Meron na kayong parang angking galing, may talents na kayo. But when you got into the industry, ano yung isang parang weakness or parang bumungad sa inyo na parang culture shock na parang, uy, ang hirap pala nito kahit na alam ko sa sarili kong may aambag ako. So what was that for you, Shinboo? Ano yung nabigla ka na parang, uy, ang hirap nito.
Yung sa culture shock, maybe not much eh. Kasi walang shock eh. It's more of appreciations along the way talaga. Kasi what you meet are gamers, tapos iba-iba yung story nila. Tapos ang ganda kasi talaga alam mo yun, yung bliss of learning dati, na nadidiscover mo, ito yung roles, may ganito pala sa esports, meron palang business side, may marketing side, different elements that comes together, no?
Actually, even today, we still have that today, no?
Yeah.
Extended siya. Pero iba yung
pero
fresh
iba
siya
yung feeling dati talaga
Yes,
na parang,
yes.
ganito pala yan. Ganito pala yan. Tapos like, hindi mo, yung utak mo nag-rush thinking na, imagine the possibilities.
Yeah,
No?
yeah.
Ng ano pa yung mga work out there, ano pang klaseng interactions yung pwede mangyari.
Anong pwede mangyari? Oo.
Yeah, so sa culture shock, medyo hindi ko talaga siya nakuha. More on appreciation along the way.
Yes.
But weakness, great. There is a lot of weakness. Sobrang daming kahinaan.
What's the one? Ano yung naalala mo talaga?
The one that I'm very, very sure, even now, I'm still struggling, no? Mapapansin nyo, tinatry ko pa rin siyang takasan, would be of my diction. Yan, ang aking diction. Again, ang aking roots came from Bicol region, no? Hindi ako katulad ni Manjean na biniyayaan ng Ilonggo. Na-addict siya na malambing, di ba? Ganyan. sa aming mga Bicolano, uragon eh. Matigas. Magsalita yung diction, ang pananalita, ang R namin, hindi kami, bilang yung bilot sa R. Kami, R, talaga yung R. Ganun yung namin. And because of that, napakahina ng aking lingua franca, no? Yung command ko pagdating sa, hindi lang Tagalog, no? And even in English, to the point na, ayun nga, ang hirap. Yung diction ko dati, pag napanood nyo yung pinakauna kong shoutcast talaga, kasi yung bagal, yung pacing, no? And you mentioned, di ba, cadence nga ng pananalita. Madali yung nag-i-improve eh. Pero the way you really speak, no? The way you really speak, kung gaano siya ka-crunchy, I think siguro mas maganda iwan natin to dun sa mga communications major who's familiar really on how to speak, no? O kung ano yung academic terms for speaking. Pero I'm very sure I'm very weak on that part. Siguro magaling akong caster sa paningin ng iba, pero kung sa paningin ng mga communications major, no? Or communications expert, may ang daming fault doon. Yun yung sure ako eh. Yun yung talagang even until now I'm still working on, and that's my greatest weakness back then. I'm happy naman na the 1%, no, aim for 1% a day, and nakukuha ko naman.
Yes,
It's an improving work.
Yeah.
Pag pinapanood ko naman yung dati, malayo-layo na. Ayun. Pero it's still a weakness.
Yeah. Well, I think lahat naman tayo at some point, lalo na yung mga aiming for bilingual caster, or trilingual even, you know, parating may i-improve dyan. So tama yun, 1% a day. Parang pili ka ng isang concept. So yun, if you're trilled R's, or if you're going for a certain accent, pili ka ng isang group of words, perfect that. There are different ways to address that. But again, that's nice that until today, parang tanggap mo na, you know, it's still a work in progress. Ikaw, Manjean, what is your one weakness nung bago ka sa esports? Pwede rin until today, tulad ng Kishin.
Man, every year ata meron akong nadidiscover na weakness, or alam mo yun na things to improve, no? Things to improve. Nung una kong pasok kasi, yun nga, I play games, I watch a lot of Dota and League, nung college. So, I know na nag-i-exist, okay, may mga casters, ganyan. Pero yung Pinoy casting talaga na una kong napanood is with Lon the Great and and trike, yung megaphone. I think ilang interviews na ata na ito yung kwento ko. Pero ito talaga yun eh. So, basically, walang book, walang kahit anong fundamentals na pwedeng sundan for a casting. So, for sure, nung una kong pasok, yun yung talagang nasa utak ko na pwede kong peg. So, natutunan ko na, oh my, ang dami kong parang, nung mga una kong pasok, kasi I was all hype.
Yeah.
Every day, all day, hype. Parang, since minute 1, minute 1, hype. I slowly learned na, okay, kailangan ko pang aralin yung items, yung analysis and everything. And just adapting kasi basically natutunan ko rin yon with the Garena casters, yun nga si Shinboo, si Asurai, si Riku, yan si Amplifier na pwede kang may sunding skeletal system with the introduction and anything na ganyan. So eventually akala ko nung mga first few cast ko nagagawa ko na siya ng tama, pero eventually na-realize ko na parang pwede pa palang ganito, pwede palang chillax lang, pwede palang kalmado lang, as long na ibibigay ko yung message. Okay, it's not about all hype, parang ganon. Pero again, hanggang ngayon, everyday na nare-realize mo meron kang mga pwedeng i-improve. Hanggang ngayon, ano yan eh, parang kada level up mo, parang nagle-level up din yung mga pwede mong i-improve. So hanggang ngayon, I think ngayon I'm practicing yung English international shoutcasting, 'di ba? And I'm really hoping na at least magkaroon ako ng gigs makapag-audition ako sa mga international para at least ma-improve yung English skills kasi nga skill siya. And I really think right now isa pang kailangan ko improve is yung broadcasting. Kasi I think sa mundo ngayon, anyone can do shoutcasting, anyone can describe games, pero ang kulang I think is broadcasting. So inaaral ko siya ngayon.
Again, even that is a whole new that's a whole new can of worms kumbaga na kailangan bulwak tapos digest it, because even then we're all still learning this as we're going, and you're right, maraming matututunan pa. But before we move on, we would like to say hi to some of our friends in the chat right now nanonood, mga kapwa shoutcaster, no? So again, this is one of the things I love about the industry and this community we're all part of. Nandito sina Berting Magiting, sina Vil, hindi ko alam kung si Wolf to o si Nomad pero nandito si Wolf at si Nomad, and nagkabaliktaran yata sila kagabi, and to Ron Franklin Del Pilar, yan, thank you so much for dropping by. Si King Cosmos din nandito. So lahat ng mga gusto mong kabate, just say hi in the chat, and of course again tag your favorite shoutcasters so they can also share a little bit of their knowledge, no?
Men, binabati ko rin si, I think nasa cross post kasi tayo, si Piña Colada and si kaibigang Tio Ignacio.
Hello.
Mga kapwa casters din natin. I think si Piña is for Pokemon. Oo, and si Teo naman is for LOL. Ayan. And MSW pala. Oo.
Actually, well, I don't think I should say it here, but may surprise yan si Tio sa atin for the future, si Uomi. But real quick, so that was your weakness when you first came in. Pero meron ba kayong nakitang weakness pa or meron ba kayong difficulty when you started working with partners? Like, besides yourself, meron bang difficulty nung una yung salang na may kasama? Kasi alam ko yung Manjean, hindi naman yan agad-agad, di ba? So, based on your first partner, meron ba kayong difficulty?
First
Can
partner,
you remember?
Sa amin dalawa ni Manjean or
Hiwalay.
Hiwalay.
Yung
kumusta
sa
yung una mong duo?
On my first duo, I would dare say that coming from a person ironically na mahilig mang-away, I would dare say na hindi talaga ako nahirapan mag-adjust sa isang partner. You know why? Kasi the moment that I entered the industry in doing my learnings for shoutcasting, isa yun sa pinaka naging main focus ko. Like, nagkaroon ako ng mindset na if I am a caster that can partner with anyone, lalo pa na-obserba ko yung industry, papalit-palit ng partner.
Yeah. You have to be flexible like that.
If I am a caster that is capable of partnering with anyone, then I think I will become a good caster. So yun talaga yung mindset ko. Like I would oftentimes na talagang would try to really find hard partners minsan.
Difficult people.
Difficult people talaga. Mukhang di nagsasalita, hindi
Di nakikinig.
hindi nakikinig sa'yo. Ganon. Talagang the bad habits. Because doon yung pinakamalaking I mean, di sa yabang, pero doon yung pinakamalaking learning lesson talaga as a caster. Like, of course, that goes with a lot of reklamo. Syempre, ang hirap talaga nito. Pero, ayun, alam mo yun parang, ano yung diskarte? Like, una ko na-meet si Manjean, yun yung na-feel ko Sabi ko, parang hirap nito ka-partner
Sakto. Sige, tapusin mo, sakto. Related natin yung kwento ko
gusto ko maka-partner kaagad si Manjean. Gano'n, nung una ko na-meet. Like, nung nakita ko yung audition clip niya sa Mineski pa lang. Then, isa sa mga talagang pinaka-gusto ko maka-partner is yung isa sa mga legendary tandems din. Si Boss Lots, tsaka si Kuya D. Lalo na si Kuya D. Kasi ang hirap ka-partner ni Kuya D, yan. Shoutouts kay Kuya D. No? Aminado naman si Kuya D dun Aminado naman si Kuya D na, mahirap talaga siya ka-partner. And minsan pinipili lang ni Kuya D yung partner niya Kasi, to really have a partner, yun na nga yung word partner. To build a connection, no? And make that connection something that is worth justifying a commentary in a game that you guys are working together, no? Mahirap siya. I think, like, kunyari super galing mo na sa shoutcast. Like, you're like a god of casting, alam mo na lahat ng forms, no? Napaka-flexible mo in terms of technique.
Hindi ka na magugulat kahit ano.
Pero yung partner
Oo.
Walang master of partners di ba?
Literally, the wrench in the plans. As in, isang partner lang na mabasag sa trip mo, wala na.
Diba?
Tapos na.
So that's the idea. Like, tao yun Iba-iba yung tao So walang parang fix or curtain lesson or mindset for any partner.
Kailangan matuto ka right there.
It's about willingness. Willingness. If you have that willingness, yun lang yung pwede mong maging constant. Yung willingness mo to really partner and be a good partner to your partner nga. So sa akin, the answer is hindi ako nahirapan kasi yun, mahirap kasi talaga siya given. So ang mindset ko is I'm very willing and yun yung bakit. Explain ko bakit. Yan.
Just be open. Jin, ikaw, ano yung connection ng storya mo?
Men, kasi eto feeling ko hindi ako nagyayabang no. Pero I think ang naging negative sa naging performance ko was that ako yung nagpapahirap.
Paano yun?
parang ako yung nung mga unang rookie days, no, yung mga
long hair, close ka.
Long hair. Justin Bieber. Hindi Wachile nga Wachile. Parang feeling ko ako yung nagpapahirap. Parang kasi I have this mindset dati na parang I need to do this, I need to be hype, I need to give good lines, mga ganon. So parang
banat ganon, dapat tama yung banat.
So parang napapangunahan ako ng ganon, napapangunahan ako ng mga yun nga kasi wala akong fundamentals I don't know what I'm doing, ganyan. Tapos kapag halimbawa, best example is if they're talking, I'm talking as well, na ganon. Tapos I don't acknowledge what they're saying sometimes. So I think na parang ako nga ang dahilan, yung parang ganon. And I've been reviewing my past shoutcasts, mga nakaraang araw, and medyo nagki-cringe talaga ako. Sabi ko, oh my God, ganun pala siya pakinggan. Alam mo yon, yung parang kaya pala ako nagkaka-haters. Yung parang yung ganun, pero it's okay. Tanggap ko yon kasi ako yun Parang hindi ko mararating yung kung ano tutunan ko kung hindi ako nagkamali back then, 'di ba? So yun lang. So I think ayun, again, same mindset with Shinboo. I really want to partner with anyone. There's one time nga in the LOLcast na I was partnered with Nip, and Nip is a natural English caster Parang English talaga yung first born language niya So English talaga siya kahit tinatagalog. Oo.
Tapos yung style ng casting nyo, end of spectrum talagang magkaiba yung style niya.
Magkaiba kami ng technique pero natuwa, parang natuto rin ako doon na mag-adjust with Nip kasi meron akong paniniwala na naiintindihan niya naman ako. So naiintindihan ko rin siya pag nag-English siya. Talagang hindi lang namin masabi. Hindi siya makapag-Tagalog, di ako makapag-English, pero na-pull off namin.
Yeah.
Yung mga
Yeah.
ganon.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Nip is a pretty cool guy. Nip is a
Yeah,
Oo
no,
naman,
no.
shout out
Yeah.
kay Nip.
solid ni
Shout
Nip.
out to David. But again, I'm excited to see what the shoutcast would look like nowadays. Di ba? Na modern Manjean, 2020 Manjean, 2020 Nip, ano kaya itsura nun, di ba? Baka nagbago na rin.
Baka sumisigaw na si Nip. Baka
Oo, baliktad. Tas,
Walang minions!
Baliktad na, no?
Diba, ganun si
Tapos
Nip.
ako na yung nag-English. Ako na
oo,
yung...
well, hindi naman imposible, di ba? Like, you've been
Oo,
doing a
hindi
lot of
mo-
English. So far, medyo malalim na. We've done deep cuts into your history, no? Ang dami ng kwento. And I'd have to agree that you really just have to be willing. You have to be open. And that, I think, is the number one parang requirement for you to be a good partner. Dapat tanggapin mo na hindi siya magiging madali. Na kung ano yung style mo, most likely will not be the other person's style as well. And that's a tip for a lot of shoutcasters these days, no? Lalo na online. Sobrang dali ngayon ng prod. Hindi nyo naisipin yung pamasahe. Karamihan ng orgs niya naghahanap ng may rig sa bahay na magandang internet. That's all you need. So this in itself is a way for you to understand na, oh nga, no, dadami partner ko ngayon. So think about it that way. Real quick, guys, reminder, if you have not just yet, do share and like this stream, whether you're watching it from the Esports AcadArena page or the ROG main page.
Share it.
Again, use the hashtags ROG, hashtag Intel 10th Gen, hashtag ROGX AcadArena Boostcamp 2020, and make sure it's public para ma-check namin. 3 winners once more of the Be Unstoppable mousepad and ROG Rubik's Cube USB. Back to the Manjean tandem dito. There's a real quick question I have to ask, no? Kasi kanina nabanggit ninyo na yung different roles ng pagiging shoutcaster, yung pagiging different formats. So, can we agree, parang just the two of you, no? Ano yung parang basic? Ano yung basic na positions? Parang kunyari, may point guard, may power forward, may centro. In shoutcasting, what are those? Nabanggit nyo na yung isa ewan ko lang kung nasabi like out loud or na-describe lang yung hype, play-by-play. Diba? What are the other positions or roles para makwento natin sa ating viewers?
Saan, talagang tatlo lang yung basic
Tatlo.
Tapos parang like, tatlo talaga, hindi dalawa.
Yung main.
Tatlo parang hindi nag-overlap Walang overlap in my opinion. That would be play-by-play, that would be the caller, and that would be the analyst. Yun.
I see. Okay. Yung color ang medyo nagiging gray area para sa mga tao Can you help us distinguish ano yung color and ano yung analyst? Bakit sila magkaiba?
Actually, kaya nagkaka-gray area yung color. It's because they overlap it with analyst. Hindi, actually, ang may misconception, not on the color. Because ang dali talaga i-define ng color caster. Ang may misconception is of the analyst. Analyst ka nga ba talaga? Kunyari kapag kaya mo laruin yung game. Kapag nalalaro mo pag nababantayan mo yung gold. Kapag nababantayan mo yung score, yung kill, kapag alam mo paano mag-draft. Analyst ka na nga ba? Yun ang malaking katanungan dito Gaano nga ba kalalim ang analyst? Ang katotohanan on the analyst is that you need to meet not analyst in terms of broadcasting but analyst in terms of professional team. Sila ang mga tunay na analyst talaga. Those guys are the ones responsible for doing crunching the numbers, and crunching the numbers is very basic. Learning the KDAs, the cooldowns, the damage, the mana, the regeneration, the timers, everything. Those are hindi sa nagyayabang, but those are very basic. That is, importante yung basics fundamentals yun, diba? Pero hindi pa siya enough para talaga matawag kang analyst diba?
Yeah, it's not the end all be all. Hindi yun.
Yeah. I would allow Manjean to interject. Ano yun, Manjean?
Kasi hindi siya yung na malalaman mo agad kung ano yung mangyayari. Kasi stats lang yun Stats lang yun, nakasulat lang yun Yun yung I think considered analyst ka if you really know what would happen in many ways. Para kang nag-Doctor Strange in a million futures na nakita mo na ito yung pwede niyang build, ito yung pwedeng mangyari. Tas it depends on the game. It really depends on the game. Like in Pokemon, alam mo lahat ng pwedeng possibilities, yung mga ganun. So I think yun yung analyst talaga
So kaya nga parang dinebunk na natin yung old idea ng mga analyst ngayon. Guys, hindi ko naman sinasabing di kayo analyst. Ang sinasabi ko lang naman is hindi enough Yun,
Mm-mm.
hindi enough. You're on your road. You're on your road. You're just learning the ropes. You're just learning the basic. But to become an analyst, tama si paring Manjean, you have to have a very strong capacity of doing simulations.
Yeah. And I think that's the next steps. Parang just to add on to this, no, just to describe really what an analyst is. Kasi at this point, ang dali nang intindihan ko ano yung play-by-play and color. But it's the analyst role, I think we need to...
Kaya parang nagkakaroon ng gray area yung color. Kasi ito yung misconception doon. Kaya nagkakaroon ng gray area yung color. Akala nila, analyst yung color. When in fact, yung ginagawa ng color, that is not enough to become analyst. Para maging analyst ka, it's all about thinking talaga.
Yes.
Ayun na, sinabi na natin, sige Kuya Shin, tama yun. Analyst is very, very deep. They are very capable of doing simulations to the extremes of accounting for possibilities and what would be the outcome in a minuscule manner, no? In the, pinaka-accounting bagay, what small factors could a small split-second blind spot while stepping on a brush could be game-changing. Ganun ka-accounting yung analyst. Could an auto-attack, as small as an auto-attack reset, ganun lang. Ang auto-attack reset is an instance. Kaya nga auto-attack reset, that is a split-second instance, di ba? Could be game-changing.
Yeah.
Isang example, nadulas si Wise sa saging. Natapakan niya yung Cyclone Eye. Game-changing, di ba? Kung merong analyst na capable of that possibility, accounting for that possibility, while accounting for the phantom step, accounting for the direction and tendency ni Wise, yun ang tunay na analyst.
Yep.
Tunay na analyst. Now, given na yun, ngayon, paano natin madidiscern kung analyst ba ang ginagawa o hindi, no? Kasi malalim lang yung analyst. Ito kasi yun, guys. Ang analyst, guys, napakatahimik lang talaga sa laro. Napakatahimik lang talaga sa laro. If you want to really understand how an analyst works in a commentary, watch League of Legends broadcast, no? Because they utilize TriCasters. On a definition of a play-by-play, a caller, and an analyst. Maobserbahan mo yung analyst, hindi siya masyado nagsasalita, but he will be highlighting key moments or he will be mentioning key factors on that game.
Yeah.
Sobrang crucial talaga. That is embedded within what he is thinking, what he is simulating on his analysis, no? So, pwedeng sinabi na, may nagte-teleport. Sinabi niya lang as simple as, may nagte-teleport. Pero, accounting for what he knows. Malaking factor yon. That might be the game changing. Yun na yung pinaka-importante. So, ang trabaho ng analyst on that TriCaster setup is not really to speak so much, but to guide the other two of the most pressing points nung game na yon, no?
Yeah.
Yun yung analyst. So, kaya yung analyst talaga, mapapansin mo, hindi talaga nagsasalita. Kasi ang number one, in terms of shoutcasting form naman, of shoutcasting practice, yung actual na pagsasalita, napapansin mo na yung analyst takes thinking at the first priority instead of speaking. Ayon. So, takes thinking at the first priority in terms of before speaking. Yun talaga yung ginagawa ng analyst. Now, the caller takes speaking the first priority before thinking. It's actually, nag-iisip pa rin naman yung caller, pero it's about allowing the story to be tuloy-tuloy, no? Now we're defining the roles here. Pero ayun, hindi ko muna i-define yung roles, pero yun yung trabaho ng caller. He is the body. He is the body, guys, no? If you are like eating a very nice food mula sa Food Wars, no? Parang sobrang sarap na food. Yung caller, yung analyst yung parang pinaka kicker. Yun yung flavor, no?
Yeah.
Pero
analyst yung analyst yung truffle, analyst yung mushroom truffle na sobrang liit lang, pero pag pinasok mo siya, wow, what the hell? Ang sarap. Yun.
May lasa. Masarap yung lasa.
Oo, yes. Siya yung olive oil, 'di ba? Siya yung enabler na spice. Yun yung totoo, 'di ba? Yun yung analyst. Tapos yung ano naman, yung caller, siya yung nagsasum up nun, no?
Yes.
Siya yung naghahanap ng story. Trabaho ng caller, i-assemble ng mabuti yung narrative ng story in such a way na yung analysis ng analyst pasok on the proper timing. Kasi hindi ka naman pwedeng basta magsasabi lang na 5 seconds cooldowns dragon. Ay, may magte-teleport dyan. Yung wave darating na dito. Hindi gano'n. Well, gano'n mag-isip yung analyst. Pero the idea ng caller is ina-assemble niya yon.
Yep.
Ito, para mas maging simple pa at mas madaling maintindihan, kung ikaw ay caller caster, ang rule para sa'yo is kapag lahat ng sinabi mo combined with your partners ay sinulat sa papel, maganda basahin. Yun ang caller caster. And play-by-play is yung nguya.
Yeah. No, para sa akin
na talaga yung
play-by-play yung play-by-play is yung plating. As in,
plating na.
Oo, 'di ba yung plating
yung itsura, yung itsura.
Yes.
Yung itsura.
Yes.
Pwede yung impression.
Yes.
Yung
Yes.
play-by-play kasi ayun meron tayong question dito na parang play-by-play is harder than being color. In terms of learning, mahirap i-compare. Pero in terms of learning, play-by-play is like, alam mo yung para siyang instinct or a habit na pinapractice mo. And once you get the hang of it, it's the easiest thing to do. It's the easiest thing to do. But color is a bit harder because color, you don't know what you can get. You don't know what you can get in terms of the story. And you have to make a story out of it. So that's my case. Manjean.
Actually, nasabi na naman ni Shinboo yung, I think, sa akin din tatlo para sa akin tatlo yan. Pero I think merong mga misconceptions kasi din on the roles, no? So, in the industry right now, sa new generation ng, yun nga, ng mga gustong pumasok, parang merong misconception about being the play-by-play, being the analyst, and being the caller. One is, like, pag hindi mo alam yung game, ang sasabihin mo na, sige, pwede bang play-by-play na lang ako para hindi ko na kailangan mag-analysis. I think, oo. And kahit ako, biktima ako nun Nung biktima ako nun, na tara, ipi-play-by-play ko na lang. Pero, no. Kasi, again, you still need the fundamentals that you need to know the game in order for you to give a beautiful play-by-play.
Yes.
Pero, sorry to interject. Pero kita mo, no, di ba paring Manjean? Makikita mo na yan yung testament kung parang among the three, ang nagbumukha talagang madali. Baliktad hindi play-by-play mahirap Among the three, sa mga casters, ang pinakamukhang madali is yung mukhang mukha. I'm not saying, yun yung akala ng ibang mukhang madali, is yung play-by-play talaga. Kasi, sino-shortcut nila na basta mabigyan ko to ng technique ng flavor ng...
Mabanat, may banat.
Basta mabanat.
Anyway, continue.
Pero it doesn't work kasi if you do good play-by-play, yes, pero who will catch it? Diba? Who? Sino yung tatahe with the analyst? Diba? So again, it's isa siyang 3-in-1 na kape. Napunta na tayo sa kape.
Parang pwede nga, 3-in-1 na kape. Totoo. Yung kape, yung analyst.
Yung
shot, yung espresso shot, yun mismo.
Feeling ko, yung sugar siguro yung play-by-play.
Yes,
sugar yung play-by-play.
Tapos yung nagko-combine together. Creamer, yung color.
Yung color.
Tama,
yes.
Kape.
Yes. Pwede rin kape. It's because I think the reason why there's so many analogies for this craft, this discipline, is because it's so intricate.
Yes. They really work together.
Ang daming pwedeng i-consider na metaphor or different aspects of it that really just make for many different explanations. Ang sa akin is sobrang mas simple pa. I mean, ang ganda ng kwentuhan natin, and again, you guys can take whichever parts to help you understand. Pero sa akin, tama, tatlo. Analyst, color, and play-by-play. Sorry guys, caster din pala ako, hindi lang ako host. So just in case you're wondering, like, bakit dadato, ano sabi nito, is just the same, right? Caster, color, play-by-play, analyst, color. Yung play-by-play, yan yung what. Ano nangyayari? And then, yung color is why. Paano nangyari yung sinabi nitong una?
Ganda rin.
Yung dulo is yung analyst is how. Yan, di ba? Kasi gets niya Linaro niya tong game na to sobrang daming beses. Pinanood niya yung VOD sobrang daming beses. Na naiintindihan niya agad. Tapos, siya pa magsasabi kung saan pwedeng mapunta to. Tapos babalik ka, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So, that's how as simple as it can get for me. But essentially, guys, yun ang main differences. So, the next time na mag-aaral kayo, and sabihin nyo, aspiring analyst ako, aspiring color ako, those are what you look out for. Isipin mo na yun yung kailangan mong gawin.
And you need to learn your focus, no? Pero I would allow Manjean muna to speak. Ano yun, Manjean?
Then again, yes, na-determine mo na yon. Meron ka pa ring mga basic fundamentals na kailangan mo pa ring practicein. Like for example, public speaking. Diba? Hindi ka naman basta-basta pwede lang magsalita. Analyst ka, alam mo yan, pero hindi mo siya na-explain ng tama or, 'di ba? Yung ganoon, public speaking, ano pa ba, yung grooming and everything, kasama yan lahat.
Tsaka per role, what takes priority per role? Okay lang talaga maging dedicated ka for play-by-play. Okay lang naman maging dedicated ka for color and for analyst. Pero the moment that you think na, ay, okay na ako. Okay na ako sa play-by-play, okay na ako sa color, okay na ako sa analyst. Hindi ibig sabihin okay ka na Meaning nun, yun yung mission natin casters Kailangan mong i-push yung boundaries. The idea kasi sa analyst is you need to learn na dahil analyst ako, kailangan mo alamin ko what takes priority. So you need to take priority on idea of simulating talaga.
Yeah.
I think para sa akin, pag sa analyst talaga, you should be a very, very good simulating expert.
Yes. A lot of it is here.
Possibilities
Yes.
talaga.
Oo.
Again, guys, stats, numbers, game info, please, hindi yan enough para maging analyst. Sorry, I'm being very pressed. Hindi yan enough para maging analyst. Kulang, hindi. Pang simula, pero hindi yun enough. Hindi talaga pa yun enough. Para maging passing ka sa analyst, you need to watch like maybe 100 number of odds.
Yes.
Laban. You're very familiar, nakita mo na yan. Yun. So, yun yung sa analyst. Na kung analyst ka, ang aaralin mo na lang, paano ko ito madi-deliver in such a way na, hindi boring and kuha agad ng tao at kuha agad ng listeners ko.
Yes.
Analyst in terms of speaking. Another one would be, Another one would be yung sa color. Yung sa color naman, you have to be a speaking expert talaga and a story expert, you know? Lalo na if there is no story to be found.
Actually, Shin, wait, sorry. I'd like to either slightly disagree and build upon your point. Kasi right now we're talking about the traits that make good color, play-by-play, and analyst, no? So, sabi mo na parang to be an analyst, nandito yan. Di ba? Parang dapat magaling kang maghimay, alam mo kung paano sabihin to para maging isang tao. And then sabi mo, what did you say about the color?
The color
magaling
is
gumawa ng storya.
Really building a very good narrative, a story talaga. Kasi you are
Yes.
the body. Actually, you find yourself in terms of form, you find yourself speaking for the most part talaga. Siguro may pinakamaraming words na bibitawan would be play-by-play. Pero in terms of amount ng like airtime, speaking time, and when I'm saying speaking time, this also includes the art of silence, no? It's gonna be its color. It's the color talaga. So
Here's what's interesting. Ito yung sabihin ko. Para sa akin, yung analyst, if nandito, yung color nandito. Like, you have to know what the game is. Like, you have played the game so much na napupulsohan mo kung ano nangyayari and dun mo mahanap yung storya kahit wala siya. Di ba? Kahit na parang sobrang deadlock ng team. ML to, 10 minutes wala nangyayari. As in, push lang, walang tore, walang kills. Pero, since color ka, alam mo kung anong posibleng mangyaring next.
Yes.
Nalalagyan mo siya ng storya.
Pwede ka tulungan. Pwede ka tulungan ng analyst on that. Anong possible na mangyaring No, pero talagang ikaw yung nagbibigay, yun color.
Yeah.
Color.
All agreed.
Yes.
And
So,
finally,
play-by-play. Yan. What's a good play-by-play?
Sa play-by-play, so kailangan mong bantayan yung pananalita mo. Kapag color ka, hindi mo naman kailangan parang hype ka. Parang ako magsasabi, no? Pero isa lang to sa marami, try to speak in such a way na napaka-engaging talaga pag color ka. Like, kahit ang sinabi mo lang isang malaking itlog, parang may interest ka agad yung mga tao. Isang malaking itlog. Ganon. As in, that's the idea of the color. Pero depende pa rin yan. Again, communications majors, yung mga pinaka-expert talaga yan. You know? Sa verbals yan di ba?
Speech therapists.
Talaga yan magandang technique. Sa play-by-play, eto na yon. Technique ang play-by-play. No? Yun yan sa play-by-play. So, nag-iiba-iba yung play-by-play. You can go for hype. No? You can go for hype. Pero anong klaseng hype ang tinutukoy?
May direction dapat.
May hype kasing pwedeng tahimik. Mayroong hype na ganun, tahimik. Si Chuplak, napaka-viral na video ngayon. Nag-global silence yung silencer, pati siya na silence.
Chuplak ba yung Bisaya? Siya ba yung Bisaya? I love that guy. I love that guy.
I understand very little Bisaya.
Sa play-by-play niya.
Pero inobserbahan ko yung play-by-play. He's also doing color, no? Pero he's also, when I observe
Solo siya
Pinapatay ko solo. May konting weakness yung kay Chuplak kasi although it is acceptable sa Visayan language kasi sa Bisaya talaga okay lang mag-ulit-ulit ka ng pananalita.
Ulit-ulit,
Naghinto-hinto, parang gano'n, no? Which is, kung sa ibang play-by-play, medyo parang ang awkward. Ano ba yun?
English or Tagalog, yeah.
Nagtitipid ka ba? Are you stalling to think of the next word, di ba?
Yeah. Weakness,
So, yun yung mga pwedeng masabi nating weakness sa technique ni Chuplak. But I'm not criticizing Chuplak. Technique niya yun of adapting. Again, take note din na si Chuplak, solo ka siya doon, di ba? So,
iba rin yun,
may ibang burden pa rin yun, tapos sasabayan niya pa ng play-by-play. Pero, it is within his capacity and mind to add novelty of doing comedy, di ba? Of really being very fast. And maintindihan mo pa in terms of being very fast and sometimes, and nga, yung novelty na nag-global silence siya ni silencer. And there's another technique, no? Ito, obserbahan niyo rin, guys, no? Maraming technique sa play-by-play ulit. Sometimes it's also on the language that you use. A play-by-play in English, works differently in how you play-by-play in Tagalog. Play-by-play in Tagalog, yung punto mabigat. Play-by-play in English, medyo mahirap lagyan ng mabigat na punto, di ba? Isa sa mga mabibigat na punto would be Bisaya. Di ba? As in, ang titigas ng mga...
Parang nagkikwento lang sila, pero tunog reklamo.
Parang
tunog barel, di ba? Kaya yun ng lengguwahe nila. Di ba? Ganun yun eh. As in, kaya ng language nila. It's actually the language that you use. So yun yung tinutukoy nating technique pagdating sa play-by-play. At napaka-broad, napakaraming arsenal yan ng technique. Ako, I'll share my technique. Obvious naman kung ano yung technique ko. It's actually hip-hop, no? Rap. It's rhymes. Nira-rhyme ko yung pananalita. Pero marami pang technique. May mga technique na pinapahaba yung last pantig. Andito na yung diba? Parang ano San Goku.
Yeah. Actually,
diba?
on my take, lastly sa play-by-play, no? Again, we have different techniques. Ikaw talaga bahala eh. Ikaw ang bahala kahit anong role mo pa. Kailangan lang alam mo yung flow, alam mo yung skeleton, alam mo yung kailangan mong gawin. I think for the play-by-play part, it really needs to have emotion. Kasi emotion and
emotion.
Yung diin, nakalimutan ko yung tamang word eh. English yun eh. Yung parang diin na sinabi mo siya ng real, ng totoo.
Emphasis?
Hindi, nakalimutan ko. Basta tent din yun eh. Ent din yung huli. Mamaya
okay.
Kasi, again, I think, kaya mo mag-play-by-play ng 3 salita lang yung sasabihin mo. Or 2 salita.
Totoo.
Kasi nandun yung emotion at nandun yung yung word na yun, yung diin, hindi siya diin eh. Parang damang-dama mo yung sinabi mo. Yung gano'n. Damang-dama mo kasi damang-dama mo rin yung game. And yun siya para sa akin.
Siguro to summarize and make it simple, although pwede naman to mag-overlap pa rin sa isa't isa, yung mga priority na lang per role, no? If you are an analyst, your priority is depth, lalim. If you are a caller, your priority is form, yung itsura ng narrative mo, no? And if you are a play-by-play, your priority is technique.
Yeah.
Ano yung novelty mo for the play-by-play, ganon.
Yeah. Again, nice to think about if you are an aspiring caster. Even as an established caster already, magandang isipin yan araw-araw pagkagising mo. Anong gagawin ko yung araw na to? Anong bagong technique ko? Diba? Or kung gusto ko maging analyst, paano ko pa papalilimin?
Gano'ng kalalim?
Oo, or kung color, like what kind of stories can I tell here? Diba? So again, many different techniques. But a reminder, guys, do real quick share the stream kung hindi pa nagagawa. Use the hashtags ROG Intel 10th Gen, ROGX AcadArena Boostcamp 2020 for your chance to win the mouse pads, Be Unstoppable, and the ROG Rubik's Cube USB. Now, gotta ask, our last medyo napahabang discussion was more on the individual talents, individual skills, no? As a play-by-play, as an analyst, as a caller. Pero ngayon, question, anong hinahanap nyo sa co-caster ninyo? Kanina sabi nyo, naghahanap kayo ng mahihirap na tao. Gusto nyo yung mata-challenge talaga kayo, a difficult partner. But what is an ideal partner? What's one trait you're looking for?
Maganda.
Maganda. That's it.
Sorry to be pero wala talaga ideal co-caster. I think napaka-risky maghanap ng may. I think it will be. There are good casters, no? There are casters na na-amaze ako, naka-partner ko sila. Pero I think napaka-risky kasi na magkaroon ka talaga ng parang may hinahanap ka. Diba, naalala mo, Manjean, parang napag-usapan natin to dati nila, Wolf, na mas mapanganib kapag may hinahanap ka.
Actually, on my part, I really want new people to be with. Yung alam kong never ko pa nakakausap, never ko pa nakukulitan.
That's a trait. That counts. Yeah.
Nakausap ko man siya in real life, pero hindi ko siya nakatrabaho. Kasi again, guys, we have different techniques. Iba. So, like, for example, first time kong nakilala, sabihin natin si Leo, or sabihin natin, kunyari si Leo, never ko pa siya nakausap. Diba? Never pa, ever. And ako lagi akong excited kapag, sino mga ka-shoutcast ko? Yun, let's go. And then eventually, we're gonna work it out. On my part, wala akong hinahanap kasi we have this belief na hindi parang you are the better caster if you are the better co-caster.
Okay.
No? Hindi ikaw ang bida, kayong dalawa.
Si
Oo.
Wolf yung nagsabi noon sa team natin
Oo.
dati, sa isang SWAT na, guys, to become a good caster, you need to become a good co-caster.
Good co-caster. Kasi ano kayo dalawa kayo Kung hindi man kayo dalawa, kahit sa panelist, 'di ba? Kahit panel kayo, apat kayo. Dapat apat kayo, hindi ikaw lang, no? Hindi ikaw lang. So,
But
ako, yeah.
no, go ahead. Ikaw?
No, yun na yun.
Okay, let me rephrase it because I think it's not fair for especially our aspiring casters to say na dapat maghanap kayo ng bago parate because that'll be weird. Kasi parang I don't think they'll grow. I mean, it's weird to just say be open, but I think to be a good co-caster, it helps to say na, oh nga, you have to be the good co-caster, you have to be open about it. But let me rephrase the question. It's the biggest tournament of your life. Hindi mo kilala yung co-caster mo. And you want you deep inside gusto mo siya maging maganda yung show. Ano yung trait na sana meron tong taong to? Hindi ko siya kilala. I mean,
Wala lang iba si Manjean. Si Manjean wala akong ibang
di ba, like, sana ganito siya.
To answer the question, sana lang open siya. Yun lang talaga, openness ang hinahanap ko. To answer,
kung malaking tournament yan, kung the biggest tournament of my life, imagine na lang ipapartner ko.
Kasi trait no?
So, trait. Oh, Shinboo. So, what's
trait.
the trait from Manjean? Ano yung trait ni Manjean na gusto mo? Bakit si Manjean?
It's instinct na kasi. Feeling ko instinct yung nakuha namin na-unlock. Hindi ako nagbibiro, hindi ako nanloloko lang Pero parang may cast kami ni Manjean na napakataas ng ult ng instinct namin when it comes to casting. Like, no hand signals. Diba? Kailangan ng hand signal dati. No hand signals. Ano lang inflection. Actually, hindi na nga inflection ng voice Minsan talagang, kasi may technique, diba, in terms of transition of working together, no? You do hand signals para masabi mo na ikaw naman.
In the physical space, oo.
You sometimes inflect your voice para masignal na you're done speaking.
Yes.
Pero kasi, yun nga, no? So, observing the Manjean-Boo tandem, mapapansin nyo, guys, na may konting blur na doon na parang ano talaga isa na lang yung nagsasalita. No? And I think hindi naman sayabang, pero it did took a lot of work. Walang yan, no? Ilang taon naman.
Madami for sure.
4 years
madami.
Siguro to unlock that. So if you want to, the idea is not maybe to learn muna, but to really make the best show kung ako yung papapiliin. Kaya yun yung pinili ko kasi it's something na yung correction na yun, yung synergy na yun na talaga na sortehan, in my opinion. I'm not saying hindi nyo siya pwede gawin. Pwede nyo siya gawin. Pero yun na nga, sa amin, kung ako personally, nagawa na. So, yun yung gagamitin kong arsenal, no? Maybe, somewhere along the way, no? Bago na yung partner ko, di ba? May bago, I have no idea, di ba? Pero sa ngayon, wala talaga akong hindi ko naman sinasabing wala akong synergy with other partners. Pero on the level na yung instinct na parehas kami ni Manjean, is not possible sa iba. Parang kila Boslon lang din yan Kuya D, Boslon, di ba?
So parang yung mga 1 in a million partnerships, no? 1 in a million instincts. Na you can work on it, but it helps if this person has it. Agad-agad, no? Manjean, you wanted to say?
On my part, going back to the question, no?
Yes.
I think marami ding may gusto na magkaroon. Actually, okay lang na magkaroon ka ng favoritism, na favorite mong partner kasi it's easy to work with that guy. Diba?
Yeah.
Kasi kabisado
girl.
It's okay. Oo, it's okay kasi ano siya parang kasama siya sa growth mo Kasama yan sa growth mo. Pero again, on my part, kung bibigyan man ako ng pagkakataon, no? Of course, kasama na si Shinboo, kasama na yung mga dati kong nakakasama. Kung bagong-bago talaga yung tao na mga kapartner ko on the trait, ang gusto ko lang is open siya and may pulso. Alam mo yun, ang ibig sabihin ng pulso is sa lahat ng trabaho, yung walang reklamo, pinupulsahan niya lang to give the best show. Yung ganon. Yung hindi muna siya magrereklamo na sana ganito yung ginawa Hindi. Mag-a-adjust siya kasi nagkamali. Yung ganon. Yung ganon yung part sa akin na kailangan may ganong kang trait and I think we could like jive together. In a way, kung tahimik man yung style mo, mafi-figure out natin yon kasi parehas tayong may pulso.
Yeah. Actually, chat's going crazy. As in, ang dami nila nasabi tungkol sa kwentuhan natin kasi nga, medyo maganda rin yung kwentuhan natin. I guess, the reason why I'm putting so much pressure on this question to you guys is because I think meron tamang sagot. Like, iba-iba yung wording natin, pero based on what I'm reading is, especially from personal experience, is yun nga, it's either openness or I think para sa akin ang importante is listening. Kasi kapag
Listening, yes.
marunong kang makinig,
Mhm.
may pulso ka eh. Kasi kapag pinapakinggan mo yung partner mo, you will know what to do next. And
Oh, good.
you can replicate that instinct by knowing the correct answer kasi hinahanap mo yung correct answer dun sa sinasabi ng partner mo. So sa akin is kahit sino ka man, kahit si Chuplak ka pa.
Yeah.
Kasi kahit na hindi kami nagkakaintindihan, if I listen to what he's saying and I pick out what little Bisaya I can, kaya kong makipagsabayan and you can create a good show.
Yes, you guys can create a good story with it, 'di ba? Kasi nagkukwento kayo eh. And I think that what make a good story eh, kahit sa inuman eh. 'Di ba? Kahit sa nakikinig yung kainuman mo, ano sa tingin mo to? Ikaw makinig ka. Yung ganun eh.
Even in a situation you've never found yourself in, ang kwento niya tungkol sa anak niya, ikaw wala kang anak, pero pinapakinggan mo, yung sagot mo sa kanya is, it's gonna make sense. Like, there will be a connection. So, again, that's how you make connections. Para sa akin, you listen. Kasi if you're not listening, kahit na soulmates pa kayo niyan, pero hindi ka nakikinig, wala. Your show will be okay at best.
Yes.
Pero it's not a Manjean show. So tama ba ako that you guys listen to each other despite your instinct already, nakikinig pa rin, right?
Oo naman.
Kahit sawang-sawa na kami nakikinig pa rin.
Kailangan makinig pa rin dong.
Here's a quick question, no? Yes or no lang sagot dito. Yes or no? If you're a good enough caster, can you find synergy with any caster?
Yes, I think so. I really think so. Because you will be the one to adjust and make it happen. Again, before any cast starts, just want to like siguro yung mga bago, kailangan ako kasi tekniko to eh. Kailangan yung kausapin muna yung co-caster nyo. You really
Before
need
the show.
set up something, alam mo yun, para mag-icebreaker na kayo, 'di ba? Para hindi kayo mag-sync.
Sa theater din galing yata yan, eh, no?
Parang doon mo malalaman kung kasi unang banggit niya pa lang sa'yo ng salita, doon mo na malalaman kung paano ka mag-a-adjust sa kanya. Parang gano'n. Doon mo na malalaman eh. And yun.
Or the question can be reversed then, no? If you can really partner with any caster, that makes you a really good or maybe even a great caster.
Yeah. It speaks of you as a talent, no? Na kaya mong makipagsabayan and make a good show with most people, if not any person.
By the way, I would like to add, no, na
Yes.
again, di ba pinag-usapan natin yung mga traits, mga priority, ano yung dapat i-train, no? Pero yan yung kailangan mo i-prioritize kapag when you're doing your shoutcasting work alone, when you are really practicing, no? But once you are in the show, when you are may nakasalang ka na, may ka-partner ka na, there is only one priority, tol. It's working together. Just to really work together. You that takes higher priority than technique, form, or whatever. Mas malayo mararating mo if your priority is working together. Number one.
And that's what explains why you have to train by yourself. Kasi hindi mo mapapractice yung mga nitty-gritty na yon pag may partner ka na.
Kapag may partner ka na.
Yes,
Hindi siya yung number one priority.
Your partner is your priority. So dapat mag-isa na ready mo na yung fundamentals mo because it's a requirement. It's not something to try out when you're already working with your partner. So that's a good point to bring up.
Yeah, shoutcasting work doesn't stop during how can I say this? Shoutcasting work does not stop after the show. Diba?
Nope.
Shoutcasting work actually continues pa rin. Pinaka-importante actually.
Accident.
Na-excite si Manjean.
Pinaka-importante na part ng shoutcasting work actually, yung outside the off-camera work.
Yes. Actually, yun ang karamihan na binabayaran sa shoutcaster. I mean, maybe half of it is the show itself when the camera is on, but the other half is the preparation, the pre-prod, the follow-through, the long term. But nonetheless, mamaya yun, meron din tayong discussion about, about the business side. But there's one more question I'd like to ask, no? Yes or no na lang ulit to, no? Tapos meron ako follow-up. Were there times before that you had difficulty working with a co-caster? Manjean, yes or no?
Yes, of course.
Yes. Kasi, Shinboo, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Manjean, why?
Yeah, kasi hindi naman lahat pare-parehas ng tao eh. Hindi naman
Mahirapan
everyday.
Ka nun, oo.
Hindi naman everyday okay yung mood mo. Hindi naman everyday fresh ka. 'di ba? So, maraming factors. May time
Yes.
na sobrang pagod mo, di
Yes.
ka na nakaka-relate, di ka na
Oo.
nakakinig sa sinabi niya. May times
Ikaw
naman
lang, wala ka lang sa wisyo. Oo.
Oo, sobrang pagod na rin siya, no? So, yung gano'n, tapos may times na iniisip mo, sana ganito yung ginagawa. So, definitely meron. Yun.
Ang dami mo nabanggit na point, but I gotta bring up like 2 main points, Manjean, and tell me which one it is more often, no? Is it because a disparity in attitude? So parang iba yung pakiramdam ninyo sa isa't isa? Iba yung pagtingin nyo dun sa laro? Or is it a disparity in skill? Parang siya mabagal mag-isip, magsalita, tapos hindi niya gamay yung laro, kaya kayo nahirapan. Which one is it?
Mas marami yung attitude. Ayan, mas marami yung attitude. I think kung hindi open siya sa iyo at kung ako ay hindi rin open sa kanya, I think mas maraming cases na nangyari
Nahirapan
yun.
kayo. Yeah.
Oo, nangyari yun sa akin. Yung second part, ay, nangyayari din yon, pero kasi minsan nangyayari yun kapag nangyari kasi yung second part, yung disparity in skill, 'di ba? Yung disparity in skill, pag hindi mo yon in-acknowledge na ganun siya, ibig sabihin yung attitude mo, close ka na din sa kanya. Parang mangyayari na yung una. Mangyayari na yung una mong point. So, parang doon pa rin sa una talaga. Kasi again, kung ganito siya magsalita, hindi niya nasabi yung skill, why not try to make something na napasalitain mo lang siya.
Ipaalala.
Ipaalala na baka pwede pang ma-save. Pero kung hindi, ibig sabihin yung una na, papasok mo yung una na disparity in your attitude towards each other.
Shinboo, ikaw, the answer was yes. More often, was it attitude rin?
The answer is, I actually cannot compare. Pero I think it's more on attitude na yan. Kasi doon naman talaga parang mas kailangan mo bantayan. Kasi yung disparity of skill, it's not really a problem. Actually, may bad habit nga ako dati.
Yes.
Na naghahanap talaga ako ng sobrang sama na partner. Like talagang yung medyo hindi kaya mag-cast, no? As
Either sobrang bago or nahirapan.
Sa skill na parang as an added challenge to like let's see how you can go. And kasi kapag napansin ko lang, the more na mas marami kang may disparity in skill na ka-partner, nai-improve yung tendency mo na mag-alaga ng partner. And actually, yun yung kailangan mong adjustment talaga kapag when you are there. Kaya hindi problema yung disparity in skill. Kasi nga, if you're a good caster, aalalayan mo na. Aalalayan mo na yung may disparity in...
yes.
It's a work in progress ganun.
Yeah.
That actually happens when you're training a new caster talaga. Like, dati sila Yuko. Nung they were doing their trainings back then in Garena, no. Talagang hindi ka pwedeng magsabing hindi ka pwedeng mag-apply kaagad na may ipakita na may disparity in skill. Rather ang sasabihin ipapakita mo is ano yung pwede niyang marating, ano yung pwede niyang ma-improve, no? The possibilities of it, ganun na lang.
Yeah, I think at that point just a tip for people who work with casters who might not be where they need to be just yet. Parang hanapin mo na lang yung strength ng isang tao, tapos doon mo sila i-highlight, di ba?
Yes.
So kung malakas silang bumanat, bigyan mo sila ng openings para bumanat. Kung alam nila yung game, kung alam nila yung skills, or yung, again, they're inclined to be more analysts, enable that, di ba?
Yes.
Ask questions, ganun, kung parang analyst type, di ba?
You really need to offer talaga Parang after you listen, you need to offer something then kasi doon kayo magja-jibe I think pwede na tayo move on sa, kasi ito yung pinaka-technique ko talaga, the yes and technique. Parang it's an improvisation technique na where you really listen and you offer something. Kasi if you listen, meron kang makukuha na masasabi about it. Parang pag nagkikwento lang kayo and then yun na yung mapag-uusapan nyo. So, kapag nag-offer ka ng something, ibig sabihin nun, makikinig siya at mag-offer din siya ng something at tuloy-tuloy na yon. Tuloy-tuloy na. Kahit ano pa yan, kahit nag-offer ka ng linya ng kanta at nakinig siya at nakikanta siya, ibig sabihin nun yung offer niya sa'yo is linya din ng kanta na sinabayan niya. O di nakinig ka, offer ka ng bago. So parang ganon. So eventually, yung offer nyo magiging mas interesting kasi may napapanood kayo. May napapanood kayo. Hindi siya basta-basta usap lang from out of nowhere. Mas mahirap yun At this time, may napapanood kayo and kung ano man yung nakita nyo, dun sa napanood nyo, yun yung pwede nyong i-offer.
Yep. Again, that's another technique, guys. So aspiring casters, listen to that. The yes end. We have now some insight from a person you both have worked with. This is Nip. So may banat si Nip kasi na-name drop na siya eh, 'di ba? Sabi dito ni Nip, casting with Manjean and Shinboo was very stressful. I had to use 200% of my brain power to figure out what they were saying. My Tagalog has improved a lot since then working with them. UP Diliman daw si Nip back then. I mean, until now, I think he's still in school. Their entertainment factor is my biggest takeaway. I can always say the right things, but people won't listen if they aren't entertained. Yan. So, ganun, yun daw ang malupit sa inyo. Also, is because pinagod nyo siya kasi hindi niya gets dati.
Thank you, Nip.
Long time.
Thank you, Nip. Thank you. Binubuhat ako niyan. Nami lang gamit niya sa LOL.
Comeback eminent, no? Comeback eminent.
Morgana God.
Real quick to close up this topic, no, of finding synergies with your co-caster. Anong one tip ninyo na lang para sa mga naghahanap ng kaduo or yung may makakaduo na bago? What's one tip that you can give?
Sa akin, ako muna, no, habang iniisip ni Manjean.
Sige.
First is do not rush it, no? Yung paghahanap ng partner. Kasi if you are rushing it, then you're looking for someone. Again, kaya nga ang hirap ng what's an ideal caster for you kasi it might be a burden for your improvement. The idea is to not look for a caster, but be ready to partner with a lot of casters. Do take note that the entry level for shoutcasting right now is very low, no? I would say, sorry for the word, very low. No, medyo madali to get into it. So you'll find yourself getting partnered with different styles at different skill level pa of development. Take note na kung ano man yung partner mo ngayon, hindi, if they are good enough at kung magpursige sila, hindi pa yan yung final form nila, no? So in every opportunity to shotcast, in every partnership, just, pray to God, say thank you na makapag-shotcast ka ulit. And kasi it makes it deeper. Minsan ginagawa ko yun dati na makakapag-shoutcast ka ulit and it makes it deeper and you'll be committed to really giving it your all and yun nga, being a good partner, no? So yun yung talagang just be a good partner to anyone. Tas malalaman mo talaga if you find the right one.
Yes.
Like a lot of things in life, malalaman mo na lang talaga.
Na-shoot pa.
Okay, ikaw Manjean, what's one tip you can give for people who are, looking to work with co-casters, no? Yung mga kaduo. What's one tip?
On my part, same with Shinboo, pero one way to find it, is to be in the moment. Just be in the moment while you're casting. Be in the game. Kahit anong game pa yan, man. Kahit hindi MOBA games, kahit Teke, kahit fighting games, kahit RPG games. If you love what you're doing, just be in the moment. Kasi kapag in the moment ka and you're open enough, you will find your partner talaga na wow, nag-click kami. Parang, yan iba't ibang partner din yan no? Like, for example, sa part ko, kung gusto ko ng hype, gusto ko ng parang naggagamulan kami, yan, si Shinboo, parang si Shinboo na yung ganong kong partner. Kung gusto ko ng medyo seryoso ng onte, puro banatan, si Leo, yung pipiliin kong partner, yung mga ganon, yung malalaman mo kasi if you are in the moment, yung style nung kasama mo, magigets mo din, no? Yung magigets mo so, meron ka ng different characteristics kung anong magiging ka pag ito yung nakapartner mo, no? Like, for example, pag nakapartner ko si Prof B, alam ko, puro kwentuhang tito yung mangyayari. Yung ganon pag nakapartner ko si Wolf, puro chismisan na may onting analysis. May ganon malalaman mo kasi you guys are in the moment and you listen to each other. Kasi again, in life, sa iba't ibang tao na nakakausap mo, iba yung way niya ng pakikipag-usap sa'yo. Diba? Pwedeng nahihiya ka sa kausap mo, pwedeng galit ka sa kausap mo, yung ganun So, just be open, be in the moment, listen, and offer. Yun lang talaga.
Manjean, the way you talked about your tips, one thing, I love it kasi totoo siya, di ba? Lalo na kay Prof. B, binanggit mo.
Kasi,
gets mo It's foreshadowing to our next topic, no? Real quick reminder to you guys, do like and share the stream. Once more, use the hashtags ROG, hashtag Intel 10 Gen, hashtag ROGX AcadArena Boostcamp 2020. Again, gawin yung public para ma-check namin. 3 mananalo sa show na ito ng Unstoppable Mousepad and ROG Rubik's Cube USB. Manjean, you talked about sabihin ko na yung salita, it's branding. Di ba? Alam mo yung branding ng mga co-caster mo. Mararamdaman mo siya when you work with them. And then you can, sabihin natin, mold the way you work based on what they have so that you enable each other. So, now my question is, how important is branding to working in esports? Sabihin natin in general, like iwan muna natin yung synergies, iwan muna natin yung duos. gaano siya ka-importante sa pagiging shoutcaster?
Meron ka ba, Shin?
Sa branding, no?
Yeah, yeah.
Ako meron.
Sige, ikaw muna, Manjean, no?
Ako meron. Ang branding kasi ano yan eh. I think it's best example niyan is yung IGN mo. Yung ganyan. Yan yung pinaka branding mo talaga. Anong tawag sa'yo? Alam mo, right now, sa tingin ko, ang pinaka lugi tayong branding sa lahat, kay Rob Luna eh. Kasi buong pangalan niya gamit niya. Hindi IGN. Di ba? Buong pangalan. Parang IGN eh. So, ayan, yan. So, basically, ang branding para sa akin, kaya siya important, is that unang rinig pa lang nung tao, lalo na pag yung pangalan mo, no? Lalo na, kunyari, Shinboo or sabihin natin Manjean, di ba? Unang rinig pa lang ng security guard na si Manjean, meron na siya kaagad maiisip kung ano yung maririnig niya. Kung ano yung ini-expect niya. And I think that's the importance of it. Parang ano rin siya parang nagbi-build din siya ng following mo na totoo, yung real following mo. Kasi like for example, again, I don't believe in numbers, no? I don't believe in likes, in numbers. Yes, nakakatulong siya for our careers. Yes. Pero I think yung real following mo, yung real branding mo is that kapag merong dalawang tao dun sa kanto at sinabi nila na, uy, si Manjean yung nagkakas, hype na naman to. Doon pa lang, naapektuhan na sila ng branding mo. Kasi alam nila kaagad na hype ka po. Kumbaga, para sa akin, narating na, actually, natutunan ko to nun kasi I studied branding then when I was in college. Kapag sobrang magiging masaya ako sa karir ko kapag sinabi ng isang random individual ay na Manjean. Kasi ginamit niya akong verb.
Yeah.
Ginamit niya akong verb. Parang, ay na Manjean Boo. Ibig sabihin nun, hindi nila ma-explain. In-explain lang nila Manjean Boo at ang daming adjectives na pwede
ibig
makuha.
sabihin na nun.
Oo. Ang daming mga adjectives na pwede makuha. So, ayun yung, sa akin, yung part sa akin, yung kailangan yung alagaan, yung, parang iisipin nyo kasi kung ano yung branding nyo eh. Gusto nyo bang, medyo laging maingay ka sa social media? Gusto mo ba, maraming kailangan i-take in consideration eh. Yung una, yung IGN mo. Yung pangalawa is yung page mo pa lang, it's a branding. Yung font pa lang na ginagamit mo, it's a branding. Like for example, sabihin natin, yung kay Shinboo, yung Butao Nation, ang gulo, 'di ba? Parang ang daming elements na lumalabas. Doon pa lang makikita mo na kagad sa kanya na etong lalaking to, ang dami nitong sinasabi. Parang ganoon. Ang dami niyang gets parang pag nakita mo, depende kasi yan sa sa style mo, on how you present yourself. It's your branding. I think ito yung hindi naman nakakaligtaan pero low-key na hindi nakikita masyado ng mga taong papasok. And madaming factors. Again, napaka malawak na salita ang branding.
Yun na nga eh.
Napaka malawak talaga pero yun na. It all starts with your IGN.
Yeah.
With your IGN talaga. Men, Shinboo, lagi natin yung pinag-uusapan. Kapag ikaw ay pro player at sasali ka ng isang tournament, titigil mo na yung pangalan na medyo bastos kasi kasama yun sa branding mo kapag ikaw ay nakilala at importante yun lahat.
Yeah, I think the reason why branding goes under the radar or nakakaligtaan nga ng ibang tao is because it's such, again, nabanggit mo naman, Jin, malawak. It's such a broad aspect and it's hindi siya one time, big time. Hindi siya isang beses nakita mo yung logo ni Shinboo, yun na yun. Dapat, madalas mo siya nakikita mo siya sa social media, tapos pinapanood mo yung trabaho niya, yun yung brand niya. It's the experience. Ikaw, Shinboo, how important is branding to you, being a shoutcaster?
Nagbago yung tono nung topic kasi natin when regards to branding. I'm a bit antsy in the word branding kasi tama si paring Manjean, napaka-broad ng branding. And it's very hard. It's really crazy to overlap it in the scope of shoutcasting work. No? How can I say this? Branding, no? Kung gaano siya kalawak. Again, ayun na nga, mga tao, it's recall. Branding goes hand in hand with recall. It's about reaching people. And when you are shoutcasting, when you are shoutcasting, yes, there is kind of a shoutcast na pwede nating tawagin na shoutcast na na-enjoy ng tao, nagugustuhan ng tao, or shoutcast na para sa tao. But in itself, that's not just shoutcasting. Shoutcasting is more than that. That is just one factor of what shoutcasting can be. you can become a shoutcaster without any care for what is being received. You can actually become a shoutcaster with just a care for what is being released from you. Pwede ka maging shoutcaster na ang level mo lang is ano yung gusto mong ilabas talaga, gaano ka intricate yung information na inilalabas mo, or anong technique, or napakasuting mo lang pakinggan. It's very, very broad. Shoutcasting is an art. And
Yes.
art doesn't necessarily become a brand. Okay? That's the thing about shoutcasting. Kaya ang hirap niya when we go back to the question, how important is yung branding ng isang caster and foundations? If it comes down to branding, I would not say it is important if we are being very, 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 very extreme about shoutcasting. Kasi, I mean, I have a very, very deep relationship with shoutcasting to the point that even if we don't have cameras, even if we don't have this esports thing, if I see a game and maybe if I am old, no, maybe I would try still shoutcast, no, and just go for the hell of it, because it is an art. Nagdo-drawing ka sa isang canvas hindi dahil sa may manunood o may makakita artwork mo. It's an expression, no? Ganun.
I think, again, I need to rephrase the question para lang magkaroon siya ng context because it seems to tug at heartstrings I was not ready to touch. Branding in branding in shoutcasting in relation to the esports industry. Specifically in 2020. Yan, isipin natin gaano ka-importante yung Butaw Nation for
actually,
you. Yan.
Don't worry, matatouch ko naman yun eh. I'm just saying lang na being extreme, no? As in, if we are all shoutcasting, alam nyo yan, lagi mo sinasabi yan, if you are really like the true spirit, grandmaster of shoutcasting, branding wouldn't be a problem. But if it comes down to branding, sige, I will detail it out to you, no?
Yeah.
Especially for you are aspiring shoutcasters. How important is branding? It's very simple. If you are a shoutcaster, to be activated and to practice your profession, sinasabi ko pwede ka mag-shoutcast as long as may game ka, may bibig ka, at mata ka nakikita. Let's drop that muna, okay? That's being extreme, okay? Yung fundamentals yun eh. Sige, itabi na natin yon. Let's just go down onto this scope. To practice your profession publicly and of course make it like a living, you need projects, you need gigs, no? And when you need gigs, you need projects. These are activated not from you. Hindi to nanggagaling sa'yo. Nanggagaling to from different entities. And ang tinitingnan ng entities is not yet, no? When I'm saying yet, I'm hoping it will improve. Ang tinitingnan ng entities is not yet your skill or what you can offer, but rather ang unang titingnan nila ay yung mukha mo, yung kapugian mo. 'Di ba? Yun yung what attracts people. It's the brand. Yun na yung brand. Kaya ganun ka-importante yung brand. It is an enabler. It is an enabler. It triggers opportunities. That is the thing how important branding is. If you want something that can trigger relationships, that can trigger projects, that can trigger and have a ripple effect of you getting more opportunities, then that is indeed branding. Just be careful lang to blur that with the art of shoutcasting kasi magkaiba yon. Pero how important, it is important because it will enable you to get more projects, no? So, tapos ayun na, napaka-simple. The bigger your brand, the bigger the opportunities. Pero remember to the point that it doesn't necessarily mean that the better your shoutcasting is, it will improve your branding. For branding is another endeavor to tackle, no?
Wala pa tayo
papakalat.
I think it's just the fact that our industry is not there yet. I believe in the Philippines, at least for sure, is your better shoutcast does not equal a better brand. Because I'm pretty sure somewhere down the line in the future, an amazing shoutcaster can also have an amazing brand. Pwede mo idikit yan in the future, but not just now. No, Manjean, you were saying.
Yes. Yeah, I think actually napalayo na eh. Gusto ko sana magbigay ng tips para umpisahan yung branding.
Yes, that's what's important.
For casters, no?
Sige, ako mag-share muna ako bago magbigay ng tips, no? Sisimplehan ko lang, no? Nung nagbigay, pinadecide kami tama si Manjean, IGN, nung pinadecide kami dati sa AcadArena, anong pangalan ng gusto ko? I decided it's Shinboo. Para magmukha lang IGN, di ba? Nilagyan ko ng 1 yung I. So, ganun yung mga train of thought mo when you're doing your branding. It's something that you can recall with a 1 for an I. Kaya ako nilagyan ng 1 yung I ko, para meron akong recall. I have a license to recall. When you say recall, paano yung recall? Wala. Sabihin mo lang ng paulit-ulit. Paulit-ulit.
Branding yun.
Yeah.
Yes.
But hindi, yun yung force recall. Yun yung tinatawag kong parang pinuwersang pag-recall. Meron ding mga natural na recall na nangyayari. At nangyayari yun during shoutcast.
Yeah.
Walang minions. Lakad matatag. Alam mo yun? Yun na yung mga, it's a disaster. Those are the lines na nare-recall accidentally, no? As in, I'm a liar. Ayan, branding din yung I'm a liar, di ba? Incidental recall yun.
Yes.
So, that's the idea. How to unlock that? Paano yon? Hindi siya force, di ba? Hindi mo pwede percent. So, pero paano siya ma-unlock? Pwede mo siya ma-unlock. Alam mo kung paano? Timing.
Yeah.
It's timing, no?
Yeah.
So,
And
the right thing, the most appropriate thing at the right time with the proper emotion and
Yeah,
of course history to back it up. Yun.
that comes down to technique again. There's specifics to this. Manjean, you were saying, so tips, real quick, may tips ka ba?
Tips.
Para sa
Isang mabilis
branding?
lang,
Oo.
mabilis lang sa mga branding. Pwede niyong simulan. Kung shoutcaster kayo or pro, ayan, laging sa pangalan. Una, pangalan. And pangalawa, kulay nyo. Yan. Isang maganda yan. Isang magandang pwedeng una yung kulay. Pero yung pangalan talaga. Pangalan, pwedeng logo. Ayan. Or pwedeng page. And you just need to be consistent with it. You just need to be
Lagi mo
consistent
sabihin-
na lagi
mo
mong sabihin yung one for an eye kung gusto mo talagang kasama siya sa branding mo kasi
Oo.
it will stick to you. It will stick
Yeah.
to you. Again,
Yeah.
it's isang malaking subject ang branding na kailangan aralin.
Ah,
Pero yun, in shoutcasting, I think even nagkakaroon nga. Yun nga, yung sinabi
Ay,
ni
ano?
Shinboo, yung lakad matatag, na lon, yung mga ganon.
Kasi because of the camera, because of the audio, because we are being watched, and because Shoutcaster is part of a content, it is an opportunity to establish a brand talaga.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yung art, parang artwork, isang pintura, Mona Lisa, pag nilagay mo sa sapatos, boom, branding.
Mm.
Diba?
Yeah.
Parang ayun yung tinutukoy ko when I'm trying to distinguish the art and of course the branding. It's just really crazy. Sometimes meron lang talagang, like ako, naranasan ko dati na when I pursued shoutcasting, I thought it will naturally translate to branding. No, it is not. Not all.
Yeah.
Pero
Yeah.
dahan-dahan, it's a work in progress. May mga consequence pa yan. May tinatawag na brands na lasting brands, no? Tumatagal na branding or branding na flavor of the month. 'Di ba? May mga ganun, especially yung mga issues, mga ganun. So, iba ang branding talaga. Napaka-broad na topic. Ang daming ano niyan.
Yeah.
Ayan,
No.
cover.
Definitely. And you mentioned how making a good brand, no, having a strong and a big brand could lead to many opportunities. Isa to sa mga problema na hinaharap ng mga maraming shoutcasters, and I think specifically you two, Manjean and Shinboo, because of a big project you guys are currently working on. What's it like, or what can you help when you tell our aspiring casters or even established casters about working on a single game? Like, how would you deal with something like that? Na let's say gusto mo maging shoutcaster, ang gagawin ko, focus sa isang game lang, or like lahat ng mas shoutcast na aralan ko? What do you think?
Okay. With regards to it's your choice. It's actually a choice talaga. No?
Walang correct answer ba doon? Do you think?
Walang correct answer kasi may pros and cons yung bawat isa. I-highlight ko na lang yung pros and cons ng bawat isa, no? Pag multi-game platform ka, I think mas favorable yun with the nature of how gigs happen per market, per country. Per market, per country, per timeline. Ganun pa yun. Tapos, of how broadcasts are done din. Depende of how broadcasts are done. Sige, bibigyan ko ng detalye. If you are a fighting game caster right now, no? Emerging market yung fighting games caster during 2019. Ang ganda di ba? 2019, 2018, until 2020. Then dumating yung COVID crisis, no? When you plan the COVID crisis, it easily slash out the on-site events, which for the most part, fighting games, usually yung mga activations niya are happening on site, no?
Yep, that's where they flourish. Kasi that's what they want. That's how
beauty on site talagang communal So nakikita mo yung pros nun, mas tight yung mga tao. You'd expect that a lot of people will be more loyal to you and will be protecting of you kapag mas malapit yung relasyon mo sa kanila. Mas malapit yung relasyon mo sa kanila kapag activated on-site yung events mo. But dahil wala ng on-site events, yun din yung struggle ng isang game. Kaya ba ng isang game na mag-online or on-site event on the way they do their esports or the way they do their multiplayer capacities, di ba? Yun yung sinasabi ko. Ang pinupunto ko dito is from the game, from the platform, from its esports, may interaction yan. And for each interaction, nakadepende pa kung how will you decide what will be your concentration as a shoutcaster. Pinakamadaling game! Ladies and gentlemen, if you are concentrating in Mobile Legends, Huwag ka magulat na puro Mobile Legends yung tournament ngayon. Wag mo i-dismiss na kasi sikat yung Mobile Legends. Hindi. Merong sikat ang Mobile Legends pero ang tanong ay bakit, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Mobile game, you can play on data, you can play it online. How do you set up the production for it? It's very capable of doing it online or both on-site. Marami yung naglalaro. Ang ganda ng infrastructure niya, madali makakonect, ang dali mag-set up ng game. Yung mga ganun factors.
Ang daming teams, yeah.
daming teams. So, would you pursue Mobile Legends? And finally, the factor of do you like the game as a gamer? Kasi
Yes.
inherently gamer tayo, no? So ayun, I would allow Manji to continue this, pero I just want to get to the point na it's your choice, may pros and cons yung bawat isa. The idea is you study everything, the pros and cons.
Yeah.
Kasi so that akala natin gumagawa lang tayo ng decision, akala natin alam na natin, pero you will learn na parang mas marami ka pa palang pwedeng malaman. And yung choice mo, kahit hindi nagbago yung choice mo, at least mas informed na talaga at mas may commitment at mas informed yung decision mo kung anong game yung magiging concentration mo as a caster. So, ayan,
Yeah.
Manji.
Men, I think, ano talaga yun eh. Actually, pwedeng doon din magsimula yung branding mo eh. Gusto mo ba na,
yun din. Sa
na
branding mo pa
one
pala,
game ka lang?
branding
one-
target. Diba?
Oo, one game ka lang? Gusto mo ba yun? Or gusto mo ba na yung branding mo is you can switch to different games? And I think it doesn't matter kung ano yung pipiliin mo. Kasi I know people na gusto talaga nila. Ito lang game nila. Diba? I know people na talagang mahal nila yung Dota 2. And then, let's go! Dota 2 every day. Let's do it. I think kailangan mo i-take consideration yung outside factors. Kasi if you really love something, hindi mo dapat unang hanapin yung may pera ba dyan, yung gano'n eh. Parang, hindi gano'n eh. Parang, gagawin mo yun eh. And, isa lang ang lagi kong sinasabi talaga eh. Pag anything na gusto mong papasukin, any decision na gusto mo, like, sige, mag-EML caster lang ako, kailangan mo lang galingan sa lahat ng ibibigay sa yung opportunity. Kung wala man, gawa ka ng sarili mong opportunity and galingan mo. Kasi pag ginilingan mo dun, yung mga fame, yung mga iba pang opportunity, hindi yan nakukuha lang. Walang formula eh. Walang formula dyan eh. Parang, dahil kasi ginalingan mo and kusa lang yung papasok, bonus yun.
Yeah.
Bonus yung opportunities.
And by the way, pag ginalingan
go.
mo, hindi necessarily papasok din yun.
Oo, hindi papasok agad.
Not a sure win, yeah.
Pero alam mo sa sarili mo na ginilingan mo, 'di ba?
Yun na lang,
parang
yun na talaga.
at least satisfied ka on your own.
Yeah.
Satisfied
Yeah.
ka on your own na hindi ka nagkulang.
Yeah.
Nagkulang. And kung nagkulang ka man, you will try to improve it. So, man, I think talagang ano 'yun. It's a big step kung anong pipili mo. Kasi ako nung una kong pumasok, ang pinili ko talaga, I would like to try multi-games eh. Parang gusto ko mag-shift towards. Wala nga ang ML eh. Never nang pumasok ang ML.
By the way, no, ayun.
Go, Shin.
Para din to add to the point, kasi ang broad din pala no naging target natin dito. Pero to be specific on the Philippine market, no, para lang may direct advice yung mga nanonood ngayon. How would I advise if you go single game or multi-game? Go multi-game, no? As much as possible.
Yeah.
Madali mag-concentrate sa single game. As in, kaya mo yan. Hindi ko nababanggitin na kailangan love nyo yung game o yung practice nyo or whatever. Just on the decision of between multi-game or single game, go multi-game, no?
Yeah.
And yun.
Yun
Tapos,
yung practical. Yun yung
parang initial parts, no? Pero, again, may mga factors pa yan that you can go single game. Depende sa brand mo, depende if the single game is the one wanting you or you want the single game back, diba?
Yeah.
May mga ganun pa kasi. Ito, may tinatawag kasi sa isang shoutcaster. Actually guys, kung ako sa inyo, wag nyo habulin yung branding, no? Parang, pwede kayo mag-establish ng brand, pero as a caster, ang isa sa mga pinaka-safe talaga, and I trust this, although hindi pa to proven, pero I trust this. I'm actually allocating like 20 years for this. Build a portfolio. Yung portfolio is mas mapagkakatiwalaan yung portfolio mo kaysa sa brand mo yon. Like kung nakikita ka nagkas ka ng ganito ito yung project mo, ganyan. Kahit anong brand mo eh. Andun na yung portfolio mo eh.
Yeah. No, even if
diba?
even if in a certain set of years, ganito yung ginawa mo, tapos somewhere down the line, nagpalit ka ng branding mo, bigla ka naging siga, bigla ka naging gamol, the fact na nagawa mo to before.
Portfolio,
Yeah.
And ito, this is what sets apart shoutcasters from influencers or streamers, no? The portfolio. It is, like kahit gaano ka pa hindi ka sikat or sikat na caster, your portfolio is your portfolio. If that is built up properly, if that is curated, kailangan mo rin i-curate, no? So, kailangan mo i-record yun properly. Yung longevity mo, like hindi ka magiging flavor of the year, flavor of the month. You are a caster.
Yep.
Like 4 years. And a very good example of this one is Paul Challoner. one of the very first casters in the world, no? So, yung portfolio niya, it cannot be denied. Parang pag narinig mo si Paul Chaloner, o kaya Marjon, di ba? Pag narinig mo si Paul Chaloner, Marjon, alam nyo na kung ano yung kinas nila, alam nyo na. So, that's portfolio. Yun.
Yeah. So I think this goes well into the next set of questions. Kasi I also have an answer to this question, no? Single game, you focus, or multi-game caster? It comes down to, again, practicality and sustainability. And in the Philippines specifically, it has to be multi-game. Because for the most part, a lot of shoutcasters are underpaid. The reason why you need to go multi-game is if you want to go full-time, if you want to sustain this, you really have to cast more than just ML. You have to cast more than just Marvel Super War. You need to cast more than just Call of Duty Mobile. I'm looking at my calendar right now, and those are the games I'm working on this month alone. And to make this a full-time gig, guys, to make this worth a living, na dito kayo kukuha ng pangkain, pambayad ng renta, ng electricity bills, ng insurance, as in para mabuhay kayo bilang mamamayan, kailangan nyo ng maraming racket. And and the reason why is because a lot of casters are underpaid. Like, compared to the rest of the entertainment industry or media alone, casters are super underappreciated. Real quick, this is a big question. I gotta give you guys some time to ramp up to this, but why do you think that is? Bakit kaya underpaid ang shoutcasters? Or the discipline itself, why is it underappreciated?
Damn.
Mabigat.
Right? This is a question I wake up every day to. It's like,
all right. So, sige, I'll try to answer it, no? I will try to answer it with a wrong answer first, no? Kasi ito yung laging sinasagot eh. It's common practice in the industry. That is wrong. Okay? So, kung naging common practice na sa industry, if it's wrong, it's still wrong, no? So, kung lagi siya ginagawa, it's still wrong. Kasi, infancy stage pa lang yung in industry, that is still wrong. Hindi underpaid. You need to have, it's always, fairness should always be the underlying value in all trades or whatever is the craft, no? Pero kung siguro, bakit? Hindi ko pa talaga, here's one, I'm sure.
Ako theory sagot ko eh.
Here's one I'm sure. A lot of paying brands coming in from the sponsors and even some organizations that are, within the industry still has no idea of how to pay for the talent. When I say talent, not for the talent na tao, but the talent in terms of skill.
Yeah, what it's requiring. Kung ano yung skill na yun.
Like what it's requiring. Like how much. Do you know article writing, right? Article writing, when you do an article writing online, ini-indicate nila yung amount ng words na.
Per words. Yeah, may bayad siya per words.
Nakasulat na per words na. Sa casting, hindi pa. No? Ang pinakamalaking indicator lang dito ngayon would be the time, the duration, or minsan series, no? Amount ng games, no? Or haba ng games. Same as how you book a host or a talent, no? Pero apparently, host has a higher pay grade sa na-obserban ko host has higher pay grade pa rin compared to
casters.
No? So, ayun yung napapansin ko. So the answer here, if we are asking why, surely within this sponsors, within this industry, within these organizations would be of people, decision-making people, or maybe consultants or advisors or those, in the backroom, whoever is discussing this or doing the meetings, still has no idea, or maybe just doing like rough estimates of how to pay their talents, no?
Yeah.
So,
their talents.
The way I see this would be of a consultancy on a global scale, on global partners, with global partners, no?
International,
international.
Same.
I'm not saying that we should go to the rate of international kasi of course there is the currency issue, diba? Iba naman ang value ng money doon, no? Economics on that part. But I think it's still okay to consult with outside partners, especially on very established entities. I would dare say Korea. Korea. I think Korea is a very stable.
Korean NA.
I think North America.
May esports, big sports na dun eh.
To consult regarding the payment on that one. Right now, I would dare say, I think confident ako sa answer na to, hindi pa talaga nila alam, no?
Hindi lang nila alam.
Hindi lang talaga nila alam.
It's not because you're underappreciated.
Hindi lang talaga nila alam. I would also dare say na, kasi totoong rule yun eh. I've also watched this on some advice on streaming na whenever you come to sponsors and they almost all of the time, ito yung sinabi talaga, and I do agree of this, almost all of the time, they will offer you lower than what you are worth. They will offer you lower than what you are worth. But never take it personally. It's just how business is done. Ganun lang talaga ginagawa ang business, no? So, it's totally okay din na talagang to try to practice, and ito na naman isa to sa mga parang ad hoc skills na kailangan matutunan on try to negotiate your worth, no, your talent. The idea here is, ito pa, isa pang rason, no? Kung hindi alam ng mga organizations kung ano ang dapat na bayad, ganun din naman sa talent side. Hindi rin alam ng talent ano ang dapat
Kung
isingil.
ano yung bayad.
At anong i-offer nila. Yun ang tanong, di ba? Kaya nga, kailangan maging immerse ka sa pag-aaral at sa paghahasa ng iyong craft para sensitibo ka sa bawat aspeto nito. That way, you can specifically pinpoint ano yung ino-offer mo. You can specifically pinpoint na pwede mong sabihin na
Same.
Ilan ang hype, no? Ilan ang
and how much it costs. Why it costs that much.
Yes, yun. Ganun.
Yes.
So ayun yung sagot ko on with regards to the underpaying payments. Lack of knowledge on both ends. Lack of knowledge on both ends.
Ikaw, ano theory mo? Bakit nga ba ganun?
Men, ang teori ko, ano lang, depende talaga sa bansa eh.
Depende sa
simple
bansa.
Simple lang.
So, go ahead.
Simple lang ang teori ko. Simple lang. I think kasi sa Pilipinas, no, this is a theory. Di ako sure kung totoo, pero pinalaki ang I don't know kung kailan ba nag-start tong trend na to. Pinalaki ang mga Pilipino na etong mga professions na to dapat meron kang certain certificate para meron kang proof to, alam mo yon, to tell anyone na, hey, ito yung certificate ko, give me a bigger salary. There you go.
Like a license.
No offense, no? Yeah. No offense, no. I'm an engineer, I'm a nurse, I'm a police. Ganon. So may ganong mindset ang basically Pilipinas talaga to. Parang best example ko is parang pinalaki tayo to gain something na parang prestigious, no? Parang best example is kapag full attendance ako sa school, kompleto ang stars ko. Yung parang gano'n. No offense sa DepEd, no? Yung parang, so I think, yung arts dito sa Pilipinas is hindi siya nakitaan kasi it doesn't give certificates. Kasi subjective eh. So, di ba? Subjective siya eh. So, yung shoutcasting itself, it is also an art. Di ba? We talked about it earlier na art siya eh. So, like, best example, kahit yung mga graphic designers, hindi rin nila alam ano bang kailangan kong isingil, 'di ba? Kahit yung mga singers, may ganun din eh. Magkano kaya per song? Yung ganun. It's same with us. No, ilang series, so I think doon again, branding pa din. Papasok pa rin siya sa salitang branding kasi if you would know your branding, doon papasok yung sinasabi ni Shinboo na madidetermine mo na yung mga bagay na may offer mo at may offer mo para sabihin sa kanila na eto po yung TF ko. This is my TF.
Manjean, you mentioned the magic word. That's how we make our money. That's how we pay our bills. TF. To close up the show, no? Magma-mic drop tayo dito. Are you willing to share some rates? Kasi I really think that, again, part of the growth of the industry is knowledge sharing. This has been talked about countless times in the realms of professional discourse. Now, by sharing your worth, kung ito ko sa'yo yung salary ko, it empowers both of us. Kasi alam na natin kung ano yung dapat natin sabihin sa mga boss na, guys, ito po. Okay? So, to the aspiring shoutcasters, not to warp your expectations of what the industry is capable of or what you should start asking for. Kasi nga, again, if you're new to anything, you work to learn, not to earn.
Yes.
But in the professional realm, lalo na nakabuild ka na nga, sabi ni Shinboo, ng portfolio mo, dapat meron ka ng worth. So, ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng we are underpaid, no? Ano yung numero na yon? Bakit ganon? So, just to start, gusto nyo ba mauna? Kasi ako willing din ako mag-share. I'm willing to share what that number is.
I'm willing to
Go
give
ahead.
my numbers, no? On
Shinboo,
how I see it, no? Kasi I've been in instances na tinatanong talaga ako ng mga kaibigan natin, Kuya Shin, ano bang dapat kong isingil dito?
Yes.
Ganyan. May ganitong project, ganyan.
Yes.
Ano po ba dapat kong isingil, ganyan? Diba? Lack of knowledge on both ends, no?
Yes.
So, sa akin, again, saan ko to binase ko lang to on how on my understanding sa global din Pero with little effect on that kasi iba talaga yung rate sa global. Mataas.
Yeah.
Mataas.
It's such an interesting situation kasi we live in a bubble. We are in an economic bubble kasi Pilipinas na we're a third world country. Yeah.
Pero I'm confident saying this kasi this is based on working with other clients, understanding them, hearing from them, and like parang nagawa na namin along the way, no? So for the rates, without counting for the following, the follows, the reach, the mileage of a shoutcaster. A shoutcaster for me with a portfolio of less than 1 year, no? Of less than 1 year should be paid like a rate of siguro,
should be.
Yeah. I could claim, no? Should be paid at a rate of at least siguro at least the minimum would be 1,000 for 3 hours. Ayun yung sa akin, no? So that's again without any following. A shoutcaster with a portfolio of less than 1 year should be paid at a rate of 1,000 for 3 hours, no? So strictly 3 hours 'yon. Lumagpas. That's alam niyo na 'yon.
Yeah.
Lang. 'Yun yung baseline, no?
Pero
3 hours.
Kung LAN event to, dapat may pagkain para sa akin na.
With
like,
food and
treated well.
Treated
well. Food and transport.
Yes.
At saka net payment to.
Yes, neto, yes.
Walang deduction, walang transpo, walang food. Kasama pa yan, added perks lang. Pero that's really your payment. That's your tangible.
As a new caster, no? As aspiring. Yes.
Should I demand for food, for transpo? Iba na yon, depende talaga. Pero sa akin, ayun, you would adjust depende pa kung LAN or online event. Pero ito, sinasabi ko to, minimum online event to. Kahit online. Kung on-site pa, you can ask for some more, no? Kasi may mga consequence ang on-site event. You need transpo and stuff like that. Gano'n. Pero 3 hours. Ang on-site event, usually, nag-8 hours yan eh. So,
6 to 8, yeah.
Yeah, you can go as high as, actually, kung on-site event, I think a very safe number, kung ako organizer, would be 3,000. No? 3,000. Whole day event na yan. Pero when I say whole day, I would pertain to just 8 hours of service. Tapos, ayun, ako, I'm willing to, kunyari wala akong portfolio pa, no? Like 1 year pa lang. I'm willing to get 3,000 whole day event. Simula pa lang ako as a shoutcast. Kahit walang food, kahit walang transpo. Pero depende sa lokasyon. Kung nasa Manila ka naman, tapos yung shoutcast nasa may Taytay, ay nasa may Tawi-Tawi, di ba? Iba na yun. Ibang usapan na yun. So that's one. I'm just keeping it simple. 1,000, 3 hours, a portfolio of less than 1 year. For a portfolio of more than 1 year, no? And I don't care kung ilang events yun per the year. Basta year ang tinutukoy ko dito, year of practicing it. For a portfolio of more than 1 year, you can start asking of like at the minimum na naman ulit to, no? You can start asking at a minimum of siguro I would say 500 per hour. Ganon. Ganon. So that makes you 1,500 for 3 hours, no? For 3 hours ulit. So still not much ganyan, no? Understanding organizers. Kasi kaya ko rin dinadrop itong rates na to. I'm actually accounting for like really small time organizers. Like, kunyari, nanonood ako ngayon, gusto ko gumawa ng tournament. How should I pay my caster? Ang gusto kong caster, yung kaya lang mag-cast, pero hindi naman sikat, di ba? No? So, that is safe, no? So, kaya nagbibigay ako ng napaka-conservative na numbers. And actually, kaya ako rin to sinabi na kung bakit portfolio of 1 year, portfolio of 2 years. On your first 1 year of shoutcaster, lalo na pag nag-i-start ka shoutcasting, almost all of the time, hindi ka all-in doon. Ang risky na gagawin mong yun lang ang only trabaho mo.
Delikado.
Mahirap.
Gusto ko mag-shoutcast, so you really need to start somewhere, no? You really need to start somewhere, no? Pero, ayun, pwede na yan mag-pan out. If you have a portfolio of 1 year, depende actually sa amount of portfolio mo.
Yeah. Not just amount, quality. Not just quantity,
no?
Quality. Yeah.
Quality. Yes.
If you are like, siguro, caster na, like, of, pwede ring more than 1 year talaga. Pwede ring more than 1 year na more than 1 year. Hindi kailangan 2 years na portfolio, no? Kunyari 1 year ka lang na portfolio. Tapos you've shoutcasted in AAA titles, you partner with major organizations, productions, tapos you have the portfolio to back it up, no? You have the portfolio to back it up. More so if it's an English broadcast, no? You could go as high as 3,000 for 3 hours, no?
Minimum na yun, no?
Minimum pa rin yun. 3,000 for 3 hours talaga. Like, 3,000 for 3 hours na broadcast. Ayun. online and on-site. Pag on-site, tataas pa ulit yun. Okay?
May negotiations yun, no?
Negotiation
Merong
pa yun.
plus plus. Yeah.
I'm just saying na I would not advise you to go lower ng mga
Yes.
numbers na binabanggit ko.
Yes.
Okay? So sisimplihan ko 1 year, less than 1 year na portfolio, do not go less than 1,000 for 3 hours. More than 1 year na portfolio, do not go less than 1,500 na
3 hours.
payment, no? Pero kung more than 1 year na portfolio and you have really good portfolio, like working with a lot of ganito entities, you work with MPL, you could ask as high as 3,000 for 3 hours, no? Pwede ba
3 hours. So, pag 9 hours, 9K.
9K, yes. Whole day Parang on-site event yun di ba? So, you could be paid like around 10,000 pag ano. Now, if you are like a very, very established shoutcaster, in my opinion, like the minimum you should be asking, like, may brand recall ka na, mga ganon, no? Still not accounting for the followers. Iba kasi talaga yung binabayaran sa followers, guys, Shoutcaster man o hindi, iba yung bayad sa following, I would be dropping the amount of 5,000 for 3 hours. Ganun na yun. So, 5,000 per 3 hours. Bakit Kuya Shin panay puro ka 3 hours ng 3 hours? Usually, series are done in 3 hours. Or shows are done in 3 hours. The average live stream on Facebook is 3 hours as well, no? Kaya pa 3 hours. Tapos, depende na kayo mag-extend on that one. So,
Yep.
I have 3 numbers, 1,000, 1,500. I have 4 numbers pala, 1,000, 1,500, 3,000, then 5,000. Premium events, ganon, depende on the audience that you're representing, mas mataas pa yan. Depende pa pag TV broadcast, lalo na pag TV broadcast, dapat mas mataas pa yan.
Nag-iiba na rin yun.
Like, siguro pag TV broadcast, I would dare say that you can start asking 10,000. 10,000 to 15,000 for 3 hours ulit. Pag TV broadcast.
Taas nun, 3 hours. Si Butters nga, 8,000 per hour
Iba-iba si Butters.
But
talaga.
again,
Joke lang.
this changes again with so many different factors. But those are real numbers, guys. And
Yan yung sa akin. Yan yung talagang
legit, these guys have signed contracts who have those numbers. Like legit, ganun yung nabayad sa kanila. And possibly, yung iba sa amin nasabit na rin sa mga ganon. But again, this is actually how it is, no? Shinboo, Manjean, ikaw, what are some numbers you'd like to share?
Man, ang hirap, no? Ako per series din Per series. Tas depende pa sa game yan Kasi, ang Dota, ang isang series, matic 3 hours yun.
Yan.
Ang ML, sa isang series, pwedeng 1 hour and a half lang Diba? Pwedeng 1 hour and a half lang. So, kung starting ka, I think, starting, pwede ka pwede ka mag per day, actually. I think mas madaling usapan ng per day.
Yeah.
Kesa hours.
Yeah.
Oo, para hindi na din mag-calculate yung organizer
True.
ng nakailang series ka o nakailang hours ka.
Oras. Yeah.
Oo. So, kung starting ka, binibase ko lang din sa akin. Sa Pilipinas kasi Pero, I think, on my humble experience, I think, on a day, max ko na nun, 3.5 3.5 or 3K. That's a day
Okay.
of learning and quality. Well, I think quality. Sa tingin ko, quality.
Trabahong Manjean yun.
Trabahong Manjean yun. So, ano yun? A day yun. So, it's either a day na 3 hours ka lang nag-cast or 6 hours ka nag-cast. Pero, alam mo kasi sa sarili mo, you don't have the portfolio to back it up. I think, okay yun. Kasi, malaki na ang 3.5 per day I mean,
malaki.
Kung isang araw sa Pilipinas, na nagtatrabaho ka, it's a big number. It's a big amount. So, yun yung sa part ko. So, yun. 3.5 per day kung nagsisimula ka, mas madaling usapan. Wala nang series. Gaganin mo na lang.
The better your portfolio is, and yan, kung isa kang ang Manjean, sila na mismo sasabi, sige, okay na po yun. Diba? Like, no problem. Diba? And if hindi ka naman book that day, it'll be so much easier. Like, right there, sign it for me. But again, just to wrap it up real quick, ang akin is, I think, tama yung numbers ni Shinboo. Tama rin yung numbers ni Manjean. Pero for me, like, it's okay to raise the minimum. Parang kahit na wala ang portfolio, kahit hindi ka isang Manjean, kahit na hindi ka pa nakapagtrabaho sa certain, big events, but you can break down or you can explain to your organizers, your producers, na ito po yung cost nun. Kasi ang alam ko, sa ibang industriya, like, again, hosting or even seminars, yung mga host ng seminars, webinars, ganito po ang presyo nila. Ako po, inaral ko po yung game at ito po yung aking background. Isa po akong dating teacher, lecturer, radio DJ,
Yes.
this is what I'm asking for, then that's it. You raise
Oo.
that up. So again, 2.5 as a new person na may background, 2.5 is okay to me. Right?
Yeah, me too.
But the
2.5,
thing is,
okay na din ako dun.
Oo.
Oo.
Di ba? Isang Leo, isang Manjean sa Shinboo. Kung wala ka namang gagawin ng araw na yan, 2.5. But the thing is, mababa pa rin kasi talaga ang basement, ang bottom, ang minimum rate mababa pa rin. Because, again, we're not able to justify, we're not able to explain why.
By the way,
Yes.
yung sinabi ko kaninang 1,000 for 3 hours, if someone is planning on playing you lower than that, just go do it. Just do it for free.
Yeah, delicate.
Kasi
But
delicates talaga.
again,
Kasi ano, yun. Again, I'm just being very lenient na talaga nun dun sa, like, kunyari, oy, may tropa ako, baka pwede to mag-cast. Wala pang casting experience. Tapos, yun.
Oo.
Ayun.
Ako ano,
Pero
ako
mga
again,
200 pesos.
marami
Delix.
nagtatanong sa akin, marami rin kasi nagtatanong sa akin on the rates, and it really depends on your experience. I think on my part, nag-start na ako magtaas ng rates nung parang mararamdaman mo kasi yun sa sarili mo na
Alam mo na.
you're parang you're giving something, you're doing something quality sa tingin mo, quality.
unique and unique.
Oo, unique. Oo, pero hindi ka nababayaran ng tama. You would feel that. You would parang kailan lang ata ako nag-set ng rates, parang last year lang ata ako or 2018 lang talaga ata ako nag-set ng rates ko. And even I think si Lon, tinanong ko rin si Lon about din, and I think same kami ng sinabing amount nung nag-uumpisa pa lang. Yun, per day. Per dayhan din siya
Yeah. Hopefully, guys, yung mga kakwento ni Manjean at ni Shinboo and whatever I'm able to share as well on the art and the industry of shoutcasting, sana may natutunan kayo. And again, hopefully, as an industry, as professionals, shoutcasters, we all grew together with this episode of Boostcamp. Real quick, to close up the show, tanong ko na sa inyo, real quick, yes or no lang to, hot seat question. Shinboo, Manjean, is it a must for you to also date a fellow gamer? Shinboo, yes or no?
No.
No.
Okay, Manjean.
No.
No. Okay, well, ang sagot
No,
dito...
kasi-
sige, go. Bakit? Real quick.
No, kasi wala, hindi kailangan. Kahit sino pa yan, okay
Kahit
lang.
sino pa yan. Tara, date na tayo
Kahit
kaso,
hindi gamer.
kaso may COVID.
Okay. Well, ang sagot kasi dito ni Yuki Kana, congratulations by the way. Great answer. She won herself here an unstoppable mousepad. She says, I prefer dating a gamer. Yes. And I'm dating one at the moment. I think gaming is more than just a sport. It's a bonding hobby.
Nice.
It's a way for us to connect, me and my partner. The reason why I prefer dating a gamer is because we avoid conflicts kasi nagkakaintindihan kami. I know that a gamer can be very open-minded, especially when spending time with games. So, if they're able to do that, walang disappointment. Kasi that happens with family members, di ba? Especially if you're a girl and your family sees you, it's like, but ka video games of video games. So yeah, definitely, Yuki prefers to date someone who understands her in that way, a fellow gamer. Manjean, Shinboo, thank you so much for joining us once more for Boostcamp. Dami nyong nalapag na
Thank
mga,
you.
again,
Salamat,
knowledge. Sobrang lupit, like so many people in the chat, like thank you. Sobrang kakaiba nun. And I don't think any other platform you'd feel good to share numbers. Maraming salamat dito na gawa ninyo. Real quick, where can people find you? How can they connect with you on social media? At anong mga susunod ninyong gigs? Shinboo.
I think tama yata, no? So you're seeing naman yung handle ko dito at ShinbooPH. Just type it up on the search bar of Facebook. Yun yung Facebook page ko. I stream there. And also on my YouTube, congrats pala paring Manjean sa YouTube mo to.
Oy, thank you.
The big 5K.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
digits. So at Shinboo din sa YouTube, we always do our uploads there. I'm actually going to have a new upload yung first time na nagkita-kita kami after the quarantine, mga kaibigan. And of course, I'm still doing shoutcasting. Actually to return for MPL PH Season 6. So kita-kits tayo doon.
Ayun, same. Manjean Paldas, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Thank you po sa lahat. And ayun lang.
Yeah. May
Yun
PC
lang po.
Express, may PC Express live pala to, no? Kasabay nakita ko sa ASUS ROG page din, yan. So, I think, shoutout sa PC Express, I will be popping out there then. After
Yun.
this one.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. I won't hold you anymore. Once more, ladies and gentlemen, Manjean Boo Tandem, catch 'em happening. The MPL Season 6 PH qualifiers are happening right now. But I think the season starts sometime in August. So yun, mainit na minute yun. Abangan nyo sila. And again, follow them on social media. Once more, my name is Leo. Real quick, we are gonna take a break. Joining us for the second half of today's Boost Camp, gonna be a power couple. Kung ito power combo, ito power couple in content creation, gaming, and streaming, it's gonna be KitzCua joining us. We'll be hearing it from them real soon. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget the ROG Strix Car 15 and 17, worth up to $124,995 with over 29,000 worth of bundles. It's available now at the ROG and ASUS concept stores, ASUS eStore, and official online store. Check out the ASUS ROG Facebook page for more updates. Quick break, magbabalik ang Boost Camp. Don't go anywhere.
song to sing, dancing in your room, innocent and true. Elvis tattoo on your shoulder, we'll know better when we're older. You'll always be a part of me. Some wounds will always sting, forever and for barely 22. Summer days are growing colder, we'll know better when we're older. Song to sing, dancing in your room, innocent and true. Elvis tattoo on your shoulder, we'll know better when we're older. You'll always be a part of me. Some wounds will always sting, forever and for barely 22. Summer days are growing colder, we'll know better when we're older.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Boostcamp. It's time for the second half of today's show. We're still talking about finding synergies in content creation. And we just said goodbye to the Manjean tandem. Joining us today is going to be, am I right? The couple called KitzCua.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing.
There you
That's
go.
right.
Welcome to the show, KitzCua, ladies and gentlemen. My name is host. You're Leo. My name is Leo. Your host. It's been a crazy day, but again, we're gonna have to switch it up from the power combo to the power couple. MasterEls and KitzCua. How you guys doing?
Hello.
I
Just
feel
woke
great.
up.
I mean, I'm really happy to be part of this show. I think Kits actually took extra time to get ready today. She looks great, like, doesn't she?
Thank you. Thank you.
Kids, ikaw, kumusta? How you doing?
Um, I'm still sorting my thoughts because I just woke up like just a few minutes ago.
Minutes. Really?
Yes, yes,
Okay, but you're ready to talk about today's show, right? I mean, ang
yes.
daming gustong matuto. I'm sure a lot of your fans are here and they're wondering exactly how this happened. Paano nabuo yung KitzCua, how you guys work together on your content, and, what are the dynamics of being a couple in the world of content creation in gaming and esports. Real quick, gotta remind our viewers, the ROG Strix Scar 15 and 17 is worth up to 124,995 with over 29,000 pesos worth of bundles. These are now
Wow.
available at ROG and ASUS concept stores, the ASUS e-store, and official online store. You can check out the ASUS ROG Facebook page for more details. If you haven't yet, do like and share this stream. Use the hashtags ROG, hashtag Intel 10th Gen, and ROG AcadArena Boostcamp 2020. Make sure it's public so you guys can stand a chance to win a Be Unstoppable mousepad and an ROG Rubik's Cube USB. Now, for our viewers who are not familiar, for some reason or another, with KitzCua, can you guys introduce yourselves? Actually, you know what? Let's put a twist to it now. Introduce each other. Real quick. MasterEls, introduce KitzCua to the world.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the show, Boost Camp. Right now, we got Miss KitzCua over here, right next to us, looking pretty, looking amazing. She used to be a full-time streamer. Right now, she's focusing more on, of course, cosplay, her social media. She's actually slowly up and coming in TikTok, nearly 100K followers. Like, dude, that must feel great. And on top of that, she's also, she's very well respected in the cosplay community. She knows her stuff. She has been, guesting, competing, judging for big events, just like in Conquerors Manila last 2019. So if you want more of her, you can follow her at facebook.com/KitzCua.
Cue applause. All right, kids, can you beat that? Can you do the same
Grabe.
thing even better for one MasterEls?
Grabe. Because he's a host And okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Master Els. He's the host of Grandmaster Cup, host and shoutcaster of Grandmaster Cup, an up and coming online tournament for League of Legends and TFT. He's also a video editor for international clients like Voyboy and Dave. And he's a full-time streamer as well on Twitch.
Very good.
I
like
tried
it.
my
I like
best.
it.
I tried
I
my
like
best.
Pwede na. It's concise, it's sweet and concise, and it gets to the point. Again, you mentioned the good stuff. You mentioned the editor. You mentioned the host, the shoutcaster. You mentioned the Grandmaster Cup. But real quick, I gotta ask, no, I'm sure the people who know you love you for what you do as a talent, content creation. But for those who don't know, ano ba yung pinagkakaabalahan ninyo? What do you guys do before you were, a full-time streamer, host, editor, or budding TikTok personality? Because again, I think what you were doing before kind of builds up to what you're doing now. Like there were some skills and work ethics na nadala ninyo dito
Oh, that is so true.
sa gaming
Yeah.
and content creation realm. Master, I'll start with you.
All right, so before all of this mess started, like, I'd like to call
This
it a
mess.
mess because I don't know how I ended up here. Yeah, so I started my career in content creation 2 years ago. It was around February of 2018. And before then, I was focused on business. Before then, I was a professional actor. And then before that time, I was a professional dance teacher. So, you know, hearing that, it's kind of confusing, right? Like, how did I end up jumping from one field to another that is seemingly irrelevant to each other? But honestly, if you look at everything I've mentioned, except for business, actually even business, they all fall under the category of performing arts. You always have to be in front of people, dancing, acting. Business, we all know how business goes. Sometimes you have to perform in front of people. You have to convince people that you have an idea. It still falls under somewhat performing arts. And the way I see it, I kind of ended up here with, just like with what Leo said. The skills also build up. It plays a huge factor into what we're doing right now. I think one key aspect of that is the ability to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually something you look for in a content creator.
Yep.
You have to be able to project, you have to be able to perform, you have to be able to convey the message, because the wall is the screen. You're talking to someone on the other side of the world, at least in my case, because I stream on Twitch, and 99% of the time there's always going to be people watching my stream from a different country.
Yep.
So there's always that barrier of the distance that you have to cover with projection and good communication.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure your previous lives before content creation armed you, to do well at what you do now. Kids, ikaw, for the people who are not aware, what were you into before what you're doing now? I don't want to call it a mess. Si Els nagsabi nun, yung kanya mess. But what were you doing before all of this to help you, flourish?
I started as a cosplayer before doing content. Yeah, and I worked sa Rumble Royale before
Mm-hmm.
as marketing and also as influencer. And I had background there ng video editing. So, dun din ako nag-start like gumawa ng videos for myself. Yeah.
I see. So it started there, but I'm pretty sure, especially a cosplay, nandyan na rin yan before your days in RR, right? Like, how long have you
Yes.
been cosplaying?
I actually started cosplaying back in high school. That was 2009.
Wild! It's more than 10 years ago.
And then I
Wow.
started like taking it more seriously in 2014.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right.
That's
So,
yeah.
given that, I'm pretty sure the jump to like from your previous lives into today, this world we live in, of like full-time content creation, I'm pretty sure it wasn't easy, no? And when you eventually did it for Els in 2018, and Kits, do you remember when you first decided na parang all in na to, let's go? When was that for you?
2017
I
for
see.
content creation.
I see. All right, so that's a few years ago. I gotta ask you guys now, meron bang culture shock? What was like the first thing that you're like, whoa, I did not expect this? It can be a weakness. It can be something that, again, you were not expecting, something you found difficult to deal with when you first went all in.
Oh, dude, there's actually a huge culture shock for me because, I'd like to see myself as both knowledgeable and naive at the same time. Knowledgeable in the sense that I think I'm just a fast learner. When I get into something, I try to excel as fast as possible, and somehow I do great when I enter a new field. Like jumping from one thing to another. But I'm also naive in a sense that I don't really. It's not so much as thinking it through. It's just that I don't realize until it's there. Like for example, when I hopped into the gaming scene, I knew zero people. I had zero contacts. It was pretty rough because unlike some of the personalities that started smart, and by smart I mean they had like a viral video, they had like an issue, that stirred up their brand. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a way to get them clout to start with, and then they profit off of that. Whereas in my case, I started with nothing. I knew no one. I didn't even expect that there was a gaming community, bro. I'm that deep into the hole that I didn't know that there was this big thing in gaming in the Philippines. I just wanted to stream because I wanted to play games, and I wanted to, I watch international people, and then yeah, I'm naive in the sense that, bro, how come I didn't realize that this thing I'm watching? Because I used to watch a lot of I'm a Cutie Pie, Void Boy, like these OGs League of Legends streamers, and I failed to realize that hey, this thing also exists in the Philippines. I didn't know what RR was. I didn't know what Wombo X Combo was. Like these big communities, never heard of, and um. Yeah, so it was kind of a weird spot when I started into getting into this, but it was a really really humbling experience overall, because the more you grow into something, the more the field gets bigger. Alam mo yung saying na lumalaki yung mundo the older you get.
Yeah.
Diba? So the more I find out about the community, the more humbling it is. Like for example, when I started, I was at 0 followers. When I hit 100, it took me a month to get 100 followers. Like, isn't that sad? Like that's kind of sad, like looking back. But it's also admirable and humbling for me, because um it made me realize that when I felt big, because I felt like, yo, it's been a month, I'm bigger than someone who's starting now. And then I get to see people with 200, 300 followers. Oh shit, I meet these new people. They're now taking notice of me because I'm around the same weight class. And then I'm like, oh, there's so many bigger people than me. It's humbling. And then I reach 1,000 followers. Then I'm like, oh, yo, I'm 4 digits now. And then some other 4-digit streamers make my acquaintance. We're friends now, and then my social circle gets bigger, and then I meet more people, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, I'm actually not big. Oh my god, there's people with 5,000 followers. You get what I'm saying? Like it just keeps growing. It's a very humbling experience overall.
Yeah, and I think that's true all throughout, no? Like Manjean yan, eh. Like, oh, how did I not know this big tournament organizer in the Philippines when I've been here a couple years? Diba? It's just so happens you never cross their path, and you always have to be open to that. Ikaw, kids, what are some again, same question, like culture shock or like weaknesses na biglang, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that going in may ganito pala, and how'd you get over it?
For me, I had a hard time with communicating. Kasi I always have had a problem keeping a conversation going and keeping my train of thought. Kailangan yun sa stream, 'di ba? So, yeah, I guess nag-practice lang ako, like talking to myself in front of the mirror and just streaming every day. And eventually, medyo nabawasan din yung pag-stutter. But yeah, it can still be a problem for me, especially pag inaantok.
And
I
think that's part of your branding, yung inaantok. But again, that's
that's true. You know her well.
yeah. Lots of clips of me sleeping.
how's that going for you now? Like, you think you're getting better at it, or still a work in progress every day?
Still a work in progress. Yeah.
Okay,
Sometimes
well,
I still find myself stuttering and not knowing what to say or how to explain myself.
I'm pretty sure, again, a lot of us still work on everything, and that's what makes this industry so unique. No, like nobody is super established to the fact that they are beyond growing, they're beyond learning, and that's what Boostcamp is all about, guys. Boostcamp is
That's
all
so
about
true.
knowledge sharing, and I would not be surprised if of all the friends that we have that we shared this stream on for, may mga streamer or personalities na mas malaki pa sa ating tatlo combined. Like, I would not be surprised
Yeah.
because that's what this platform is for. That's what Boostcamp is all about. Real quick, guys, have I told you guys about the ROG Strix Scar 15 and 17? It's worth up to 124,995 with over 29K worth of bundles for free. All right? These are now available at the ROG ASUS concept stores, ASUS eStore, and official online store. You can check out the ASUS ROG Facebook page for more updates. Also, do us a favor, share the stream. If you want to win a Be Unstoppable mousepad and the ROG Rubik's Cube USB, share the stream with the hashtags ROG, hashtag Intel 10th Gen, hashtag ROGX AcadArena Boostcamp 2020. Make sure it's public para makita
Can we
namin kung
join?
talagang shinare ninyo. Maybe we'll see if our producers can let us win.
Hey.
I did it.
No, I
don't
already
know.
shared. I already shared. I think
I don't know kung panalo ko. I have to put the hashtags. But now, let's talk about it. Else, you already mentioned you started on Twitch, right? You started on Twitch.
Yeah.
And there are so many platforms right now, man. Sobrang dami. And I remember Kits and I started on Twitch. At least, yeah.
Yeah.
Twitch still feels like home for a lot of us. But
true.
given that in the recent years, merong platform wars, where were you then? Like, anong ginagawa nyo during that time? So let's say late 2018, parang doon nangyari yung parang like the rift for a lot of things. What were you doing in late 2018? Else?
I think back then I was still focused on Twitch because I had like a really weird standards. It's not so much as thinking that Facebook is a lesser platform. It's just that I feel like the people on Twitch vibe with me a lot more. Like it's about the community. So I was still focused on Twitch, but I also tried to venture into Facebook a little bit. I made my first the first time I made my fan page was like around late 2018, and around the months of November, December, I was only using it to reach out to more local audiences and trying to convert them to Twitch. But the problem was Facebook definitely has its own community, very loyal viewers. Also, it also convenience also plays a huge factor since most Filipinos already use Facebook. It's big in Southeast Asia. So they wouldn't really want to jump to another platform just to watch you unless you're a really big deal. I mean, even for people that are big deals, like if they try to convert people from Facebook to Twitch, only like 3-5% of the people that reacted to their post actually drop by on
That's numbers.
preferred platform. Yeah, that's how it works. And yeah, back then, I was still focused on Twitch. Facebook was like a secondary thing, just a tool I can use because I don't want to be a one trick pony. Like I don't want to be just stuck with one thing because commitment is good, but you don't want to close your doors to opportunities as well, right? Like I mean, recently we've had like issues. I mean, at first a lot of people were just I mean at least me. Whenever I talk about Mobile Legends, because I'm a League of Legends streamer, like I throw banter. I'm like, oh dude, I'm never touching that shit. But it's just banter because everyone knows that I play mobile games, right? But thing is, there's a lot of people going around with these issues, and it's just that it's not really. I don't think it's smart to convert your commitment into like a toxic. It's like relationships, there's good relationships, there's bad relationships, and I think it's pretty toxic to just force yourself into an alley, stay there, and push away everything as if it's bad for you, as if it's never going to be a good opportunity. So back then, I was just trying to juggle two platforms, but 90% Twitch, 10% Facebook.
Yeah. Medyo marami ka rin na foreshadow. I mean, a lot of things that are coming up in this talk, questions I'm going to ask, you answered there. But again, stick around for the bigger story.
More details for later.
Yeah, you were more on Twitch. Kits, late 2018, nasaan ka nun? What were you doing?
I was still on Twitch. I actually I tried Facebook, I think late 2019 already.
Tagal na rin. Late na rin, no?
Yeah. I was very loyal to Twitch. Kasi parang iba yung community sa Twitch eh. Iba yung community sa Twitch and sa Facebook. And it felt like Twitch community was more intimate than Facebook.
Yeah,
Kasi
they were
sa Facebook,
more engaged.
yeah. Kasi sa Facebook parang pwede ka lang makita sa newsfeed, madaanan lang. Minsan hanggang dun lang. Pero sa Twitch, talagang people clicked on your channel
Like
to watch
they're there,
you, to visit you.
They're there on purpose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was mentioned already by Els, like how different these platforms are and their cultures, especially for their viewers. I think streamers are gonna be streamers, personalities. It's somehow affected by their platform, but what's the culture like? Let's talk about it on both ends now, as the streamers, as the personalities, as the content creators, and as the viewers. Ano yung difference? You already mentioned some kits. Els, ikaw, let's go into the nitty-gritty here. Paano iba? What's the difference between a Facebook viewer and a Twitch viewer?
Oh, dude, going back to 2018 during the adolescent phase of Facebook, I mean, there's a lot of kids going around. I mean, you all know how it goes here in the Philippines. I'm just stating facts, and I hope I don't offend anyone when I say this, but there's a lot of kids that weren't really given proper education. I'm not talking about institutional education. I'm talking about like morality, etiquette, ethics. Like a lot of people go around Facebook disrespecting other streamers. And I feel like it's like para kang nasa Divisoria. Narinig ko to sa friend ko. That was his term. Yo, shout me out. Kuya, pa-shout out. Idol, pa ganito, ganyan. Tapos, pag hindi, wala, mayabang to. And then, magkamali ka, bobo, ganyan.
You're
Right?
out.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not really good for the mental health of a streamer, especially for a sensitive one. And whereas if you go to Twitch, that still exists, but the problem is the difference is it's mostly people that stick in a community. So it's kind of like what Kit said a while ago. Twitch community being its own style of community, it's just full of people that stay there to watch you. Unlike on Facebook, like people just drop by. Like I said, they drop by, ask for shout outs, look for giveaways. And I kind of lost my train of thought, honestly.
No, I think it makes sense because Facebook, it's both a strength and a weakness. How you can just drop in and out, and it's that culture of I can be here 1 second, the next I'm in another streamer's page, and
Which is kind of strange, dude. Because, I mean, if you think about it, on Facebook, people's names
are real.
are
That's the real names.
seen. Yeah, but they're not afraid to be toxic. On Twitch, it's the exact opposite.
Very true.
But people are more, well behaved.
Yeah,
And
it's
yeah, that's kind of strange.
medyo ano siya, medyo
But yeah, that
paradox
was
siya.
but yeah,
Para
that
sa
was
akin,
back in 2018. I mean, Facebook has improved now. A lot more people, showcasing a lot more respect, proper etiquette. Streaming has become mainstream, and they don't see them as just personalities that they control. I mean, you know how these most of these kids think. Like I said, not they don't really have the moral standards of young adults. So they feel like, this guy can't hurt me. I'm gonna troll him real quick. But yeah, right now, Facebook looking pretty good. Twitch looking pretty good. There's so many good platforms nowadays, and yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, parang may laban, Like again, they're both learning from each other, and it really is now feeling like a platform wars, and it could really happen either way because of what happened to Mixer. Kids, ikaw, what are some main distinguish? How can you distinguish Facebook from Twitch? Like you've tried both now. You've had
Yeah.
experience, so talk about that.
One thing that I can really differentiate between the two is the discoverability. In Facebook, there's a lot of ways for people to discover you. Like if you share your stream on your own profile, then friends can see that. If people share your stream in groups, more people will see that, like yung members ng groups. And yeah, tas may watch parties pa. And even if you're not streaming, people will be able to find your name, will be able to find your page. Unlike in Twitch, if you don't stream, people won't actually see your channel, right? Because you're not streaming, you're not on the list of people streaming this type of game or whatever. So yeah, that's also one thing I like about Facebook. Yeah.
That's again good to hear na meron ding strengths on Facebook na wala yung Twitch. They have to sort of pick up from each other to really survive in this very, very competitive landscape. But I guess I'll just ask because it it matters for everyone to know, if you could choose just one platform, which is the platform for you? I'm pretty sure you guys have the same answer, right?
I choose Twitch.
Mm. I'd probably choose Twitch.
Yeah,
as
can you
well.
tell us why? Like, just real quick, it's super succinct kasi malinaw naman kung bakit but tell us why.
Should I start?
Yeah, go.
Yeah?
Okay. This goes against what I said a while ago with like closing doors to other opportunity. But yeah, this is the good kind of commitment. I feel like I've built like 2 years. I've already built and established a really small community on Twitch, and I just don't want to trade that off for a new platform. Because honestly, some people think. I mean, I've had friends that just jump around everywhere. They don't find success on YouTube. They move on to Facebook. They don't find success on Facebook. They move on to Twitch. They move on to another platform. It's not always about that. It's not the platform is not always the problem. Sometimes you really have to stick around just looking for that big break. This was something mentioned by Rebenga when I had him over as a guest in my talk show
Mhm.
on YouTube, and he was saying that he was just staying there. He doesn't look at viewer count. He just plays the game. He loves it. Doesn't care about viewers. He's good at the game, so people like to watch him. Consistency and persistency is what he said. These two keywords, and just looking for that big break. I mean, that's what you need to look for. And for Twitch, it's happened to me a couple of times now. I mean, it's not really a big break, but going 3 digits is a big deal for me since I'm from Philippines. We're in most of our streamers don't really make it too big on
It's a
Twitch. Like
small market.
yeah,
Very
it's a
small
small
market we
market for
have here.
us. Yeah. So I mean, it happened to me when I was streaming a game called Albion Online. I was able to bag
I'll be
200
online.
viewers. Yeah, 200 viewers every stream, and then I went back to my game because it kind of gets old playing the same game over and over again. Even if if I don't enjoy the game, I would like to revert back to something else rather than just focus on views. It's not so much just about numbers for me. And then yeah, it goes up and down. But the key thing about it is these people that followed you and you've established relationships with, I don't think I can trade that off for like a potentially better opportunity in another platform. And that is basically the reason why I'm choosing Twitch over Facebook or
Yeah.
other platforms, because I've established something that's close to my heart, and I want to keep it that way.
Yeah, that's facts. I mean, it is what you have, Nandiyan eh, nasa kamay mo na eh. So it's definitely something no one else can take away from you. Kids, why the choice for Twitch? Why? Real quick.
First of all, Twitch has a bigger reach. Like, I think sa Facebook, meron namang viewers from other countries, but it's mostly local audience. In Twitch, there are people from PH and more people from other countries. So I also that's also one thing that I consider. Especially I really want to be an international talent or cosplayer.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the community is just very different in Twitch.
Yeah,
Of course, my Facebook viewers, I also love them, but it's very different in
yeah.
Twitch.
I mean, I totally understand. And again, why not both, right? Pwede naman eh. Like, especially if you can work
Yeah,
hard at
well,
it.
I do both.
True.
Yeah. Especially in the Philippines, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin wala yung Facebook.
Yeah.
You can't ignore Facebook. But
Mm.
one of our viewers here, and again, a pioneer, I believe, in making the move from Twitch to Facebook. Alexa Asahina says, streaming on Facebook is low-key scary, to be honest. And I kind of understand where she's coming from. Again, it's both the fact that these are real people with their real names, but just the same, they're just as toxic. So parang, where's the connect there? It's kind of
Yeah.
scary, and how everything is connected. But yeah, we are going now to try to understand you guys' branding and how you work and how this works, KitzCua, through this quick video that we are going to be showing to you guys right now.
Oh, we have a video? Cool.
Yep, this is a video that explains how you guys met, I believe.
All right.
Let's see.
I checked the link a while ago. Oh my gosh.
And it should be playing now. All right.
Oh.
This video.
Uh,
Ayan. How I met my girlfriend.
Oh, this is my cringe day.
yes, yes. The Playboy else.
And my mic makes me sound like a fucking squeaker. I don't know. My mic was bad back then.
Whoa. Is this is pretty R13. What's going on? Who's this? I would be surprised if it was someone else. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, madalas palang mangyari yun, else. Madalas palang mawala yung train of thought. All right. So, okay, I kind of get it now. I see where this is going. I understand. Essentially, that's landian on Twitch 101.
Yeah.
And it worked. Like, again, I think it's more than just because of what else was doing. I guess there is some attraction there, and you guys work together. And to build upon what you did earlier to introduce each other, like in the most, sabihin nating, jam-packed and brief way, can you explain and describe each other's brand and style of content? Let's go with Kits first. Ladies first. Can you explain the brand and style that MasterEls has?
He he's very competitive. He focuses on the competitive aspect of games. Like now in TFT, in League, he's always been a tryhard in the
Mhm.
games that he play.
Yeah.
And very hypey. Very hypey
Very hype?
comment yeah. Uh
Hypey.
hypey. Yes.
Yeah.
A commentator. Yeah. There.
All right, like okay, that was abrupt. Ikaw naman, else describe Kits' style and brand.
Um, it hits close to home the way her brand works. It's like you're watching a friend. You're just hanging out. It's pretty chill, comfortable, and the way it goes is you're there. You're watching someone play games. She's having fun. Sometimes she molds. She molds a lot, and it hits close to home. Like really, it's almost like you're even if you're new to the stream, it feels like you're watching someone you've known for a while,
Mhm.
and it doesn't even feel like. I mean, I'm saying this on a positive note. It doesn't even feel like you're watching a stream. It feels like you're watching a friend screen share on Discord.
It's that
You get
intimate.
me? Yeah, it's that intimate. So it's really nice and chill, comfortable, and I think that's what I like the most about her streams.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
you described it so well.
Yeah, and what's interesting about this is I need to know, do you guys agree? Like Kits, you described Els. Els, do you agree? Tama ba yun? Hype and try
Yeah.
hard. Are these all
Yeah,
words
yeah, I am a bit of
that
a
ring true?
tryhard. That's true. That's true. I have sleepless nights just to maintain
Yes.
high elo in TFT. It's crazy.
Okay, Kits, Els described you intimate daw. And
Yeah.
what's that word you use? Molds? What does that mean?
Mold.
Molding. It's mad and balding at the same time. You know when you get so mad, like your hairline goes up. Like sometimes she's molding.
Is that a real word or is it like
Yes, that's a Twitch term. That's one of those, my
it's
guy.
a Twitch term? Okay.
Yeah, you've been away for a
Molding.
while.
When did that happen?
Like around 3-4 months ago.
Oh, but medyo bago pala. So medyo post-COVID world pala yun. All right, molding.
Oo.
I'm gonna write that down. All right. So kids, do you agree?
Yes, yes. He described it very well. I didn't do justice on his part.
That's
No, I
fine. I
guess
am a
that just
tryhard.
shows what people kind of pay attention to. Now, when you're describing each other, iba-iba rin naman kasi aspect niyan eh. And that kind of comes down to what you guys put out there for your
Mm.
communities and your your future fans to kind of look out for. So, with that being said, ang dami-daming aspiring talents out there. Again, streamers who, again, as you said, are at like double digits, triple digits, na sobrang saya nila when they reach these milestones. And you were once there, right? You were once there. You know what it feels like. And my question here is it now a conscious effort? Like, even with how established you guys are, is it still a conscious effort to like make yourself unique, to be different?
I mean, I am still somewhat a full-time content creator, although I don't see it that way. Because I stopped doing full-time streaming around 6 months ago. So
Oh,
I could,
hindi
because
na
I
to full
applied.
time.
Not anymore. I don't do full-time streaming. But
How often
right,
now?
let me explain, because it's really weird. Like
It is, yeah.
it
It's
became full-time again because of quarantine. Like unconsciously, I've been streaming a lot more, but that
Yeah.
wasn't the plan. Now, what I
Mhm.
said about full-time content creation is, when you say content creation, it's not just streaming. It's creating videos on YouTube,
Mhm.
creating content for other people, which is
Yeah, editing for other
also
people still
video
counts.
editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, hosting events. That's also creating content. The tournaments I host, Grandmaster Cup, and um. So wait, I keep losing my train of thought, man. Like, what is going on? I think I need more coffee. What was the question again?
Is it a conscious effort to be different? Like,
Conscious effort. Right, right. So yeah, I don't do it full time anymore. So I used to try really hard to come up with new things. But
uh-huh.
nowadays I wanna just do it for the people that wanna share the experience with me. Unlike back then, I tried too hard to garner in a couple of viewers, but now I've come to realize, like, you see how dynamic numbers work on Twitch, right? Like, there's people with 200 followers, but they got like 50 viewers. There's
That's
people with
solid 50,
10,000
yeah.
followers, 10,000 followers, but they got 20, 50 viewers. Same numbers. Why is that? Um, Going back to what Shinboo said a while ago in the interview that he had with you guys, he was talking about commitment, going for multiple games instead of one.
Mhm.
I kind of agree and disagree with him on that note, because the way it works for me is I'm a variety streamer
Mhm.
in a very weird way. Like, I stream variety, but it has like huge intervals. Like, for example, I stream one game for 3 months, 4 months straight, and then after that I move on to other games for like 2 months, and then after that I move on to another game for 3 months. So it's never like a different game every day. It's not that kind of variety streaming, and numbers work in a weird way if you're a variety streamer, because if you have 5,000 followers and 90% of that is from, let's say, Teamfight Tactics, and then you play a different game, you move on to a different game, suddenly your numbers drop, right? But after streaming on Twitch for so long, I've come to reach a very mature stage of streaming, wherein it doesn't really affect me emotionally and mentally anymore if my numbers drop or if my numbers grow high. I mean, like right now, I'm peaking at 70, 80 viewers with Teamfight Tactics. Um, Honestly, if that was me 7 months ago when I was trying too hard,
Stress ka.
I would be stressed and happy. No, I'd be stressed and happy at once, because I was averaging 10 to 15 when I was trying hard.
Mhm.
Now that I'm not even trying, how in the world am I hitting 70? How in the world am I getting these viewers? It's not a high number, but it's pretty high for my standards because I'm a small streamer. So yeah, I guess to answer your question,
Mhm.
I still do that in terms of Grandmaster Cup because I try to create new concepts. Like,
Yeah.
we're still gonna host a League of Legends tournament, but it's Teamfight Tactics themed, like Team Cybernetics, Team Rebels, like stuff like
Like
that.
you have to have the
But
synergies, right? Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. So I'm still trying hard on that aspect of my content creation. But when it comes to like streaming in general, not so much. That's why
Mhm.
I said earlier that I don't really consider myself a full-time streamer anymore. I'm just
Yeah.
streaming more, but not with the mindset of a full-time streamer, unlike what I was back then, trying to come up with new stuff every day.
Yeah. May ganun time talaga eh. I understand how like again coming from a try hard phase and then you're going to like I just want to do what I do and do it well because whoever comes in is gonna stay, right? And that
Yeah.
counts for something that matters. Kids, else described your brand as like it's intimate. It sometimes you see her molding and it's so nice because it feels very close to home. Those are some words used.
Mhm.
How is that brand distinct? How do you make it distinct? Is that even like a conscious effort for you anymore?
To be honest, it wasn't. Like, it's just how I am, how I was and how I am.
Mhm.
Yeah, when I started streaming, I didn't really think too much about like how I want my branding would be, how I want to be seen on stream. Um yeah, it wasn't really a conscious effort for me before, but now I'm I try to plan out things um ahead of time, like what kind of content I would do for the next week, or what kind of games I would play, and it became a more conscious effort now
Mhm.
than it was.
Is
I think TikTok played a huge role in that, like
Yeah,
making her, like keeping
actually
her on the edge, thinking of
yeah.
something new every day.
Yeah.
definitely.
And sobrang exercise niya talaga in unique in being unique and creative at the same time because those videos are so short and you really have to put so much effort into making it work. And again, 100K, that's not nothing. So most definitely you are working on being unique and it's working for you. That's what matters. You're working on it and it's working for you. But let's go back to that video we saw a little bit earlier, that at least some of what it is. Parang yun eh. That's a surface of how you guys met. That's what people saw. That is essentially what was happening on stream that led to, Kids Else. But really, how did it happen? Let's say behind the scenes. What were the inciting incidents in
This is
in,
so
in
funny.
making this couple happen? That's you've been together for what? Couple years now, yeah?
2 years,
I
nearly
Yeah.
2 years.
There
nearly.
you go. So, paano nangyari yung Kids Else? Share some details, behind the scenes, Boostcamp exclusive.
All right. Yeah. So on
Kids, are you
Twitch.
comfortable with this, Kids? Ikaw pwede ka
Yeah.
na magkwento. Ikaw magkwento if you like.
No. Go, Ella.
Else muna, go ahead.
Ella can start.
Okay. On Twitch, I was just trying to make friends, and when I saw her there, I was, I was just like, it was just like looking at another streamer. Like it really was strictly just professional.
She was just somebody, right? Like for the
Yeah, just
stream, yeah. For the
somebody. She
stream,
she was
yeah.
just there. And then, I thought she was kind of cute, but um okay, I'll talk about the specifics. Back then I had a girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
but my girlfriend she was abroad. She was abroad. And then she had work there. It was something I didn't fully support, but she went for it. And I ended up just, if you're in a relationship, if something's got to be done, it has to be done. You have to be there for your significant other. So I'm like, I just went with it. And then, not going into the specifics, some shit went down, and I'm not the one that did anything wrong. All
Basta
I'm
may
saying,
nangyari. Let's just put it at
basta may
that. May
nangyari. Yeah.
nangyari. All
Basta
right.
may nangyari. So it was kind of vague because we also didn't talk for like nearly nearly a month. So you think everything is like over, right? In that case. So I'm like, okay, well, in that case, I'm gonna keep myself busy with making more friends. And um coincidentally, Kits was one of my newest friends. She was one of my newest friends, and I feel like we have a lot of things in common because,
Yeah.
like I said, she's a streamer,
Mm-hmm.
and she was streaming League,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we
and
played a lot.
we played a lot of games. And at the start, even my ex girlfriend knew this. Like I've always had that personality wherein I'm not afraid to compliment other people. Like I even said, "Oh, she's pretty cute," stuff like
Why
that. Like
not? Diba? Friendly
it's
lang naman eh. Why
yeah,
not?
it's just friendly. Like I didn't really have any intentions back then. Like honestly, like zero romantic intent. It's just me making friends. And then
Mm.
stream really enjoyed me low key. Yeah, me doing that with other people. Like we even
Yeah.
had a meme called the I forgot the starting letters, but it's a combination of the initials of
The
um
Nmerks.
the Nmerks.
I
Yes.
can still remember
Who
that.
are the Nmerks again? Who's D?
I forgot.
Ano yun? What is
Okay,
that? What is that?
The
it
girls he
starts with
flirted
the
with
girls
on
I
stream.
not really flirted with. No,
That,
no, no.
it came down to like an initial. You can't even say their names anymore.
Yeah, I can't. S is Shane. E is Ian. Like no, these are kind of like targets, like in a fun way. Like for my community, I'm like, yo guys, we're gonna make friends, and at the same time, I know you guys like cute girls. You guys are loving the
Okay,
synergy with
so
me and Kits.
I
So let's
see, I
make friends
see.
with cute girls.
So parang
Let's
ano,
try to add
aggressive
them in.
friendship. It's an
Yeah,
aggressive,
aggressive
friendship.
friendship. I want them to be part of my content.
I see. Okay, so parang ano lang
And
siya. It's just it's networking. So it's a different kind
it's
of
networking.
networking.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is
All right.
actually,
All
yeah.
right.
And then yeah, so me and Kits went out. Like this was I was done with my ex at this time. Like it was clear that it's over. And regardless of that, I still wasn't meeting her for any romantic intent. With no romantic intention. So we went out. I took her to Little Tokyo in Makati. We had Japanese food,
Mhm.
and
Wait, you were still with your girlfriend when this happened.
let me clarify. This was 2.5 weeks into the no communication zone,
Yeah.
right? So it was clear to
Radio
me that
silence.
yeah, radio silence. So it was clear to me that ah something's probably going down, and I don't like the looks of it, and I don't want to be part of this. So despite not um you know putting an end to it verbally, it was already over, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, regardless of that, I still wasn't trying to get romantic with kids. I was just really
Friends
going out,
lang. Friends
yeah,
lang.
Yeah,
just
we were
as
really just
friends.
friends.
Yeah, and then after that we had a great time. We hit it off, and then the week after we went out again, and then the week after, and then the week after, and then we even made it as a we even had a lot of memes about it. Like people thought I got rejected
Mhm.
because
But
we were kind of passing it off as me flirting with her and her rejecting me. But in reality, we were laughing behind the scenes because we're like, okay, we're just seemingly doing we're just kind of doing this for content, and
yeah.
everyone loves it. Everyone's making fun of MasterEls, and then here it goes. 2 months into the relationship, we were already going out. We were actually already going out,
Yeah.
and everyone in chat was like, what the hell happened?" And then we started showing photos. They were like, "What? You've been dating?"
Yeah. So
And then Kids else, yeah.
yeah, long story short, merong part doon na parang one thing led to another. And I'm
Mm.
glad that it was natural because, things fell into place na parang may nangyari nga, may naganap. And then, you guys are working on this anyways. Part of it was content, but eventually it led into something that was very real, very genuine. Kids, can you confirm this? Sabi ni Liam Mendoza, at some point you thought you thought Els was gay.
Yes. The first
Bakit?
time I
What was
was
that? What was that?
first time I was in his stream, I thought he was gay because the way he talks, like in the video, his
Here's
voice
my
was
microphone.
squeaky. Yeah, it was
It's squeaky, right?
squeaky,
See.
It was
and I was
weird.
like, wait, let
Yeah.
Like
me
I
just
sounded like I
watch
was
them.
going through puberty.
Yeah,
Okay. So,
maybe he's not gay.
okay. All right.
He's good looking. I really like him. I think I
Uh-huh.
have a crush on him, but I just have to confirm it. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
I stayed on the stream.
I see. So, that being said, parang sabi nga ni Els, at some point, you guys just decided and agreed that it would be content, both of you, like surprising the community and, becoming a couple immediately. How did that process happen? Kids, can you tell us the story? Like, briefly explain na parang paano kayo nag-agree na we'll make this content?
paano nga ba? Wait, I
Whose
actually
idea was
forgot.
it? Whose idea was it?
It's Elsa's idea.
Mm-hmm. How did that
Kasi
happen?
kasi he started like being kind of flirty on the stream, and I was
Right.
just dismissing everything because at that time I was also in a different in a situation.
A situation. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. It's not an official thing, but I was with a guy for
Mm-hmm.
when we met.
Yeah.
But it was not stable anymore, and it kind of falling.
Also complicated. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Mm-hmm.
very complicated. So yeah,
Yeah.
I was just dismissing everything, even though I already have a crush on him when I first saw him
Kind of fell
on
into place
stream.
though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
mm,
Okay, okay. So else, considering all of that, it was very possible that what you did, like making kids else a public thing, creating content out of it, could have led to some drama for one reason or another. Like legit, it could have backfired, and that kind of rounds us out now to something you mentioned earlier, man.
mm.
You talked about something called clout, and I
Oh,
personally. I kind of hate what has happened to the world and how we treat this word here, clout. Because if you look at the dictionary, there's nothing wrong with clout. It
yeah.
literally means reputation. It literally means you being popular enough to
Influence.
sway opinion, right? Like to have an influence. Pero now it kind of, parang ang pangit na nung panlasa nung salita ngayon. Like when you say it, like, oh, it's a dirty word, clout. Man, I gotta ask you, being a caster in the Two Stacks Invitational, you remember this, yeah?
Oh,
This was very
yeah,
recent,
yeah,
and it came
yeah.
in the wake of things like the Wild Rift Alpha, in the wake of Mobile Legends Bang Bang versus League community scuffle. What happened? Like, anong effect nun sa community mo, and in the streaming world in general? How did that affect you?
Um, it was kind of funny. I was actually acting like, behind the scenes. I was kind of like parang akong kuya kay Two Stacks nun eh, like kay
Mm-hmm.
Terrell. Because I was kind of giving him like advice on how to deal with the situation, and I think he handled it pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Although, sometimes when people are starting clout with you, they're chasing clout from you. They tend to create drama and issues, and I think that's where all the negative um perspective is coming from.
Yeah,
Like what you said, it's starting to sound like a bad word
it's a
for
trigger
most
word these
people.
days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a trigger word these days. And um I think it comes with age as well, that if you know what you're intent on doing, it doesn't matter what people say, right? But you can't really be too naive that you just let people walk over you. So sometimes you have to speak out. So with the recent Two Stacks Invitational, the effects it had on me were just, it's very enlightening. I feel enlightened because with the way it works for my brand, how I built my like MasterEls, how I built my brand, it was established through using footholds in a what's the right word, reciprocated way, wherein I just like the Nmercs, right? Just like the Nmercs, the girls, these big streamers.
Yeah, I was
Um,
5.
yes, yeah, I use them to put my name out there. So this is what people refer to as cloud chasing, except I'm not doing issues. And at the same time, I make sure that they also profit off of this. This is why I mentioned I reciprocate it, right?
May
This is the
value. Oo.
yeah, there's value. So I did that. I was thinking, how do I do this? Oh, right, easy. Tournaments. So Grandmaster Cup came about because of that. And I think Two Stacks Invitational falls under the same category because
Mhm.
it gives more attention to Two Stacks, to the people involved, to the brand, but it also, it really helps small streamers as well, because that's the whole point of the tournament.
So they're
It's
part of
to
it. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's to bring people to light, like smaller streamers. The whole idea is to have one captain, one vice captain. The captain has to be big streamers with
Mhm.
triple digits in no, 6 digits in follows on
Mhm.
Facebook, and then the rest of the people they choose from are just people under 10,000 followers, like small streamers.
Mhm.
That's the whole point, to put people's names out there. And I don't see why people are, talking shit about that, and I don't really see the point in calling stuff out. And I think it's just a whole big mess because they also got people from other platforms involved, other games, and
I feel
yeah.
like a lot of it is timing. A lot of it is timing,
Oh yeah,
and
timing.
like
Yeah,
that affected kind of what goodwill the invitational was trying to go for. And I
yeah.
totally see it. Like
Nagsabay-sabay.
the way you explained it, I totally see how it's supposed to build value. Kids, where were you in all of this? And how does this whole clout chasing culture affect what you want to do? I mean, TikTok is pretty safe. I doubt that in your minute long videos, people will find enough to kind of like hate on you. But how does this? Because dito ka rin galing, di ba? League of Legends. These are your people. So how does this clout chasing kind of warp what you were once so proud of?
Wait, hold on. I actually wasn't really involving myself with
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
with the
that
issue.
that that is a valid position to have. Like
Yeah,
by no means are you wrong.
cause I look at both sides and evaluate what what they said. Like, um wait, I'm losing my train of thought.
That's a kid
Just like
else
me.
things. That's
Mhm.
thing.
Uh, yeah, I wasn't talking about it too much in my profile, in my page. I wasn't addressing it because I didn't want to add any more fuel to the drama.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a mod in Two Stacks page. So
There you go.
I just do my job at keeping his chat um relatively safe in
Hmm.
terms of like TOS.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that again, very valid. Na parang save yourself from all of this because again, mental health affects all of this. I mean, even I like I'm literally super. How do you say? Tangential to most of these things. Like I only know a lot. I only know a few league streamers, and I kind of dip my foot in the Wild Rift Alpha. But really, pati ako na stress dun eh. Like I don't want to look at Facebook for so
Ah,
long. Like
yeah,
stop,
very.
right? So I totally understand. Like
I tried to
else,
avoid it.
yeah, being in the middle of all of this, like I totally get how you're like it kind of sucks na ito yung nangyari, but we were going to go for something good. But there is another side to clout here, and again, sometimes if you harness it well, sometimes the sacrifice is worth it. Like, what if ganito? What if you're a toxic person, but a lot of your projects go towards charity, right? That is a total possibility. I doubt that this doesn't exist. So, what do you think about this the practice of getting clout for views or getting clout for other things to transition into, like turning this into or let's call it toxic clout kasi iba pa rin yun eh. What about turning toxicity into something positive? Is there any sabihin natin is there significance to this? Is there weight to doing this?
Yeah, of course. I think it's a smart way of doing it, honestly, because with my 2 years of experience, my first year of my brand not going anywhere, and my first year was like it burnt through my savings, because this thing streaming starting out doesn't really pay you
It
anything,
ain't
doesn't pay
cheap.
well.
And it ain't
Yeah, it
cheap.
burnt through my like how much did I spend like overall like um of course it's probably around like 6 digits in cash wasted because expenses,
Wasted.
um yeah, wasted because I can't make it back through streaming alone. And it's such a tough way to start in this field of work. And I think starting out with clout is a good idea, just like what I said earlier, right? Like going viral, people that
Mhm.
profited off of something that put their name out there.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like starting out with toxicity for clout, I still think it's smart. It's not something I advise.
Mhm.
The upside to that is it works 99% of the time. The downside to that is if you're like me, you won't be able to live with it. You know, like it's like um doing a crime. You know, you did something awful to make money, right? And then
Yeah.
once you got the money, you went clean and used the money to do a clean business, a clean lifestyle. So you're all set, you're all good, but you know what you did to get there.
Yeah.
You will have to live with that. So if it's like if a person is like me, I won't be able to live with that. So I don't think
Mhm.
I'll ever do that. But going back, I think it's a smart way of doing it. It's just
Yeah.
not my thing.
Yeah, I mean, parang ano lang talaga eh. Literally, the end justifies the means. If you believe in that,
Mm.
and if you think it's worth it, go lang. No, kids, how about you? Like, I'm pretty sure this is different for a lot of people. And even between a couple like you guys, you guys talk about a lot of things, and I'm sure you have your own differences. So maybe this might be it. I gotta ask, how do you feel about people who use clout and use that to skyrocket and to do good things?
I honestly think it's also smart, especially if you're starting, because that can get your name out there. But you have to use that clout like wisely,
Mm-hmm.
because it can backfire if you didn't really do if you didn't do well afterwards. Like it you can be just a one time thing,
Yeah.
a one time fame,
Oh yeah,
right?
true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like
And then
a
you'll be remembered for that.
yeah,
You're the
like
guy
Yeah,
that did
yeah.
this and that,
like
and
a
you never created or established anything off of it. That
like a
sucks.
flash
That's
in the
gonna suck.
pan. Ano nga ba yun? A one-hit wonder. Like a one-hit
Ah,
Uh-huh.
wonder.
yeah,
And then you
there.
don't follow through. Again, very risky. You're right. You're right. And really my focus here is the positive side, because a lot of people right now are just so focused on how bad this could be. How horrible the experience could be if clout is used wrong. And I think that's what's happening these days. Because we don't see these personalities, these influencers, these streamers work out uh, to make it good. Parang hindi natin nakikita yung payoff. So that being said, what if there are people out there who do it well? And I'm assuming there are. Is there anyone out there you'd like to work with that you haven't yet? Because this is a nice question to ask. I mean, kids else, as a couple, you guys want to have like another couple to work with, or even a single personality, or pwede rin individuals like Master Els with someone, kids with someone.
I'm sorry. Can
Anyone you want to work
repeat that?
with out there, like anyone you want to work with specifically that you haven't
Alodia.
yet. Ambilis, ambilis.
Oh,
I like it. You haven't yet?
Alodia.
Okay, what kind of content would you do, kids?
Um Cosplay content. I would like to have like a cosplay collaboration with her. Of
Mhm.
course, she's the queen of cosplay in the
For
Philippines.
sure. Yeah.
And maybe I play with her as well on
Okay.
stream or for a YouTube video.
How about a TikTok video?
Some
That's good.
Yes, yes,
Right?
yes.
Right?
I
Right?
actually did one before.
Yung duets, right? Like the
Yeah.
built-in thing. But like, what if it's
And
really
she
kayo, right?
retweeted that.
Like,
Oh.
steps. The foundations are built, right? The foundations are
Mm.
built. Okay, how about you, Master Els? You can't say Alodia.
um, like, does this have to be locally?
Pwede rin
Alodia and
international, dude.
Okay.
Lily.
What? Oh.
Lily. Lily feature.
Internationally, it's Tyler one,
Tyler one. All right.
of course, and then locally, I'd
What
have
would
to
you do with
say,
Tyler? What would you do with Tyler? Let's clean that up first. What would you do with Tyler?
oh, and Tyler, dude, I'm gonna
You
show him
can't
how
go to an
short he
arcade.
is.
You can't be faker. You
I,
can't go to
I'm
an
I'm gonna
arcade.
stand next to him. I'm gonna stand next to him and prove he's not really 6'5". You know, he's been bragging like he's 6'5". He's actually, around my height. I'm pretty sure we're both short as fuck. But yeah, honestly, going back, Tyler one, I definitely just want to like collaborate maybe with variety games because he has a really really fun personality, and I think we'd work well together. Although, you know, I'm not really sure. I'm just a big fan. And then for
Mm-hmm.
locally, I think it has to be, it's tough to choose because I've worked with a lot of content creators already, but I think it has to be maybe Gloco. Yeah, I don't think we've
You
done
have
anything
it?
yet
Huh? You
together.
haven't worked with Gloco?
Yeah. But
That's
we know each
surprising.
other.
Yeah.
But it just never came up. And
Ayun.
reason being is probably it's because we have similar style and taste in like content.
Mhm.
Wherein, it feels. I mean, he has a more homegrown feel because he did
Mhm.
start out with a Filipino audience,
I see.
but at
Yeah,
the same
Pinoy's
time,
realm, definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But at the same time, we both reach out to local and international, and we both have that. We stay true to a Filipino, somewhat Filipino style of content, but
Yeah.
we know how to keep it classy.
Mhm.
Alam mo yun, pwedeng
Yeah.
medyo kanto style yung salita,
Yeah.
pwedeng medyo kanto style yung content, nakakatawa, Filipino
Oh,
humor.
but
Pero with class, with
yeah,
finesse.
yeah,
It's executed with
with
finesse.
a reason. Like there's a method to the madness. It's essentially like approach international, pusong Pinoy. I totally get it. Like
Yes.
that's what I got from
Yes.
Glow the few times we've met and worked on stuff. But
Yes.
again, these are all like stuff we want to do in the future, right? These are like,
Mhm.
especially the Elodia thing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's on the horizon, maybe in 2020.
Mm.
And I don't know. Tweet a Tyler one enough. Possibly it might happen. I don't know. But and COVID, man, I don't think we can travel. I don't think you can prove the height thing. But nonetheless,
Yeah.
to wrap up this boost camp episode, I gotta ask. This is like where the most value should come from. Again, boost camp exclusive love story ng Kids Else. That's great. But what's one tip you can share to aspiring content creators? And it can also be specialized for like couples who want to do this as well. Else, we can start with you.
All right. One tip I can give to these people is, I've had like dozens, no, maybe hundreds already of friends asking me, "Yo, do you have any advice? Do you know? What do I have to do? What should I do? What are tips that you have for me? I want to start streaming. I'm thinking of starting streaming." It's these same questions I keep getting, and I always answer in the same way. I always tell them, well, talk to me in 3 months. If you're gonna do this full time, talk to me in 3 months with at least 300 hours of stream, and then I'll give you some advice. Because the way it works is people just tend to jump into something without really knowing how
Mm-hmm.
difficult it is. I mean, it's true for everyone, even for me. I started out not knowing that this is a big community. This is an actual field.
Yeah.
I was also underestimating the difficulty of content creation, and it's like I feel like my sayang laway basically. So I don't
Yeah.
really. Yeah, I always tell them to come back in 3 months. That way they've proven, okay, this guy's out for blood. He wants it. He wants in.
Yeah.
So if assuming that the people in chat are people that have been streaming for 3 months that know the hard work that you have to put in, kasi iba kasi yung magbigay ka ng advice to someone na it's like telling a coder programming,
Mm-hmm.
teaching him like advanced stuff, giving him this
Mm-hmm.
tip.
Yeah.
If he's like just a newbie 1 week, he would
Yeah.
understand it, but it's not gonna have the same substance
Mm-hmm.
as to when you say it to someone who's been in the field for a long time, kasi
Yeah.
mas makaka-relate siya eh. So
Yeah.
assuming that
It's
uh
perspective. Like, how do you teach someone to be a NASCAR race driver, but they don't even know how to drive yet? Like, what
yeah,
kind of tip would that be,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So it's like language. One thing can mean so many different things for someone who's experienced. When you tell someone, like for example, when you tell a kid, money is valuable,
Mm-hmm.
he thinks, cause I have to work for that.
Yeah.
But when you tell it to an adult, he or she thinks, it's cause I need that to eat. I need that for in case I get sick. I need
Pay
that for when I
bills.
start a family. I need it
Yeah.
for people I love. There's so many things you think of. So
Yeah.
again, going back, assuming that I'm talking to people with at least 3 months and 300 hours of experience, the only tip I have is it's not do not give up. It's the complete opposite. Learn to give up. Learn to
Know
give up.
when. Know when.
Know when to give up. Yes. This industry is brutal. It is not for everyone. And persistency and hard work and consistency is good, just like I said a while ago, but it's not for everyone. All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
There are other fields there that are better suited for you if you're looking to make a profitable career, right? I don't know why I did that. A profitable career.
Sustainable. Yeah.
Um
Practical.
yes. Yeah, practical. But if you're just doing this for fun and you love it and you have another source of revenue, by all means, go in
Yeah.
and have a great time. Just, don't look at the numbers and enjoy the
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah. You know what else? I actually like your first tip. Now, that was technically two tips. The first one is before you say anything, just do it muna. Because again, it's so different learning from experience. And some people will want tips, but they haven't even really done streaming. They've only watched it.
Yeah.
So iba
Yeah,
pa rin
they
Yeah.
yan.
they think it's easy.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people think it's easy.
And by doing it alone, you learn a lot. By trying it and going out the other side, na parang ang hirap pala nun, that's already a lesson learned. So that's value in itself. How about you, kids? Tips for aspiring content creators.
So else already said most of what I was thinking. Um I think I'll just add learn when to take breaks as well. Take care of yourself because
Mm-hmm.
streaming
True.
is a very exhausting career, like mentally, emotionally. So you have to learn when you should take breaks because it's okay to take breaks.
Yeah, and it helps,
Mm-hmm.
mental health, and again, your passion and your spirit. Those go towards content creation, and it's an art. What you guys do. It's an art. It's not just anyone who can do it. It's a mix of art and skill. But I have one more question, and this one is a little lighter. It's not necessarily part of our boost camp session. I gotta ask. First, na-experience nyo na ba to? Like, be in a relationship with someone who made you choose gaming or ako. Have you ever been in that situation?
Uh, yes, in my first
Wow.
with my
Easy
first
answer. Yes.
boyfriend.
Simple.
Yeah, I
Yes.
guess.
Okay. Ikaw, literally,
I
may
guess.
nagkaroon ka ba nun?
Not directly, but that's what the actions imply.
Okay. Okay. You have any tips on how to deal with that?
Um, I think relationships are very dynamic. You can't always say that you want there to be like everything to be similar. It's not about just having things in common. You
Yeah.
need a little bit of contrast. Some
Yeah.
people say that contrast is good. That way you have your own thing, the other has his or her own.
Yeah.
There's more color to the relationship because you have different things to talk about. But yeah, it's very dynamic in a sense that you can't really say what works and what wouldn't. Like
Mm.
there's a lot of relationships out there that people that there are couples that met in church but they end up getting a divorce. There's couples that met drunk in a bar, the most unideal way, but they end up living a really happy life. Like
Yeah.
it's not always good to good, bad to bad. No, it's dynamic. It's weird. You can never predict it. So with this type with the question that you presented, I think I still think, despite that, all right, so I'm contradicting myself. Despite that, I still think it's better to be in a relationship with someone who's in a similar field. That way, there's more understanding, and you never be, put into a tough spot wherein you have to choose.
Yeah.
Because the other side will always understand.
Yeah.
Like us gamers, like when Kit suddenly has a burst of motivation, she wants to make content. Um, you know, she keeps going. She's on
Go
fire.
lang.
I let her do her thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I kind of feel sad about it because I miss her, but that's just how it goes. That's how relationships work.
Yeah.
And with me, if I try hard on something, it also doesn't really affect our relationship in a negative way because she also understands why I play games,
Yeah.
right? Because she's also a gamer. So I think I after everything I've been through, I think it's better to actually be with someone that is, what I'm saying.
Yeah. 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 Still a gamer, or at least understands it enough to the
Yeah,
Mhm.
point
someone
wherein.
who can vibe
Yeah,
with
yeah,
you.
yeah. And
Mhm.
even if they're not a gamer, as long as they can vibe, like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
na, I'll see you in 12 hours. That's cool. Talk to me when you can, right?
Yeah.
Kids,
Yeah.
ikaw, tips how to deal with that kind of, proposition.
I mean, it's not always you guys will have same interest, 'di ba? Um But it's always nice to find middle ground. Like kunwari yung isa hindi naman gamer. Um maybe the other one, the non-gamer can try playing with the other one, or yung isa naman na laging laro ng laro, pwedeng magbigay ng time din para dun sa partner niya. It's always
Yeah.
about compromise.
There you go. That's the word. Yeah, I was thinking. Binabanggit mo pa lang, di ba? And that's a term that comes out in a lot of relationship talk. So here's
Yeah.
another big question, real quick, just yes or no. And again, it really is just a yes or no question. Would you quit gaming because your significant other asked you?
Wait, again? Sorry.
Would you quit gaming because your significant other asked you? Yes or no?
No.
Never, right? Ikaw,
No.
else. I think it's no.
It depends on context. Like, why would she ask
Whoa!
me to do that?
All right. So that's a little more layered than I expected. But real quick, it's Princess who says, hell no. Who is he to boss me around? Gaming is my passion. I won't let him take that away from me. Wow. All right. So again, I think that besides the layers, that's interesting. I think for the most part, kung mahal mo yung tao, I don't think you should ever give them that kind of ultimatum, especially if it's something they enjoy. But ladies and gentlemen, that does wrap up Boost Camp for this afternoon. Thank you all for joining us once more. I'd like to congratulate our winners for the giveaway, liking and sharing this stream. Congratulations to Chris Nazareno Nasayaw, to Lexis Sanson, and to Joe Glenn Miguel. Please contact the ASUS ROG page. Send them a message. Tell them you won the giveaway here at Boost Camp, and you will get yourselves your Be Unstoppable mouse pads and ROG Rubik's Cube USB. Thank you so much to KitzEls here once more. Sorry, hindi ka nanalo nung giveaway.
Okay. Okay lang.
Should have been,
Man.
should have been that, but definitely something to look out for, this power couple right here, content creation. Do remember, guys, the ROG Strix 15 and 17. It's worth up to 124,995. That is going to be with all the bells and whistles, with 29,000 pesos worth of bundles. These are now available at the ROG and ASUS concept stores, ASUS eStore, and official online store. For more information, you can check out the ASUS Republic of Gamers Facebook page for more updates. KitzEls, thank you for joining us for today's Boost Camp session. Finding synergies in content creation in gaming and esports. Real quick, before we let you go, where can people find you? How can they connect with you? And what's in for one MasterEls and one KitzCua in the near future? Ladies first, Kits.
You can find me at KitzCua, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. That's so many. I do have a lot of cosplay plans up ahead, but of course I won't spoil it for you guys. I also do Patreon exclusive cosplay content every month, so you might want to check that out as well. And yeah, I do plan to do more animation, 3D animation and CGI VFX for my videos on YouTube, because I
All right.
really enjoy that.
Future's bright. I mean, as long as we're all just in lockdown for the most part, feeling ko that all just happens in that room. So you're definitely gonna watch out for that. MasterEls, how about you? Where can we find you next?
All right. First thing first, I want to thank ASUS ROG AcadArena for Boost Camp, and of course, Mr. Leo for hosting the event. It was fun chatting with each and every one of you in chat. So if you guys want to reach out to me, you can find me at facebook.com/MasterEls, where I post most of my announcements for events and everything else. If you want to watch live streams, I'm always available 4 days a week at twitch.tv/MasterEls. And also have a YouTube channel, which I'm uploading just once a week for now. YouTube.com/MasterElsPH, because I'm trying to reach out more to the local audience. And yeah, that's basically it. For the near future, I have a lot of big things planned for the Teamfight Tactics community here in the Philippines. If you play Teamfight Tactics, we are currently the #1 source for Teamfight Tactics tournament competitive content in the Philippines. That is Grand Master Cup, the OG, the first ever tournament to host under this game platform. So if you guys want to show some love, hit me up, MasterEls.
Most definitely. Ladies and gentlemen, once more, the power couple KitzCua joining us for Boost Camp. This is the session for July. Thank you all so much for joining us once more. Boost Camp is brought to you by ASUS ROG and Esports AcadArena. Earlier, we were joined by the power combo, the Manjean tandem. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that as well. This video will be up for rewatching if ever you didn't watch it live here on the Esports AcadArena page and the ASUS ROG page. But with that being said, I have been your host once more. My name is Leo. Do follow me at LeoCastsPH. We're going to go ahead and call it a day. Thank you all so much for joining us. Maraming salamat. I will see you guys next month, hopefully. All right? Stay safe, stay healthy, and y'all have a good evening. Bye.
Bye.